Welcome back, everybody. It's Play It Forward here on the Loading Ready Run Network. I'm Beej. I'll be playing Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition by the great folks at Harebrained Games. And this is part 4. And the microphone looks like it's aimed at me. And I guess I could bring the game audio back up. God, it's so loud. It is so loud in my ears. I'm gonna just sit back a hair and touch the microphone and make a little cracking sound. That's great. That's just perfect. Load game. I figure I could hit continue, but I don't know. So this frustrates me. I don't know why, when they have AM and PM, why they put a 0 in front of the 6. Why even bother? But so hey, I had some stuff I had to do, right? We agreed that I messed up and I need to go back and fix some stuff. So I did. I went back and I spoke again to Stephen Dynamite and to Maximum Law. Maximum Law? No, Handsome Lee. I went back and spoke to Stephen Dynamite and Handsome Lee and worked all that out again because of how I messed up at the end of the last stream, where I was like, no, I should have taken more etiquettes. I'm an idiot. So we have done this now. We have done the thing that we need to do for Steven. See, thank you for your help. I'll think about what you said. That's done. We've done that. We're gonna spend some karma, because I got 23 of it, and I have other people I have to talk to. So let's get a move on. First things first, spend 7 karma. Nice. Spend 8 karma. We're going to take that Shadowrunner etiquette, because that's what I wanted. I got 8 karma left. I can't go up again. I'm going to need 19 karma to get to my next etiquette, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to take academic next. I don't know, but Christ, it's going to take a lot to get up there. But we'll get there. I mean, I walked back, like, the last mission. We had 23 karma going into it. I'm like, holy crap, maybe karma's just, like, flying around in game, like, so fast.
Does that count as saying the name of the game?
What's that?
You're a Shadowrunner.
I am a Shadowrunner, so it is... I'm playing Shadowrun as a Shadowrunner.
Is that a flavor victory?
Because they worked it into the title of the game? Yeah, okay, it's a... Every time I say Shadowrun or Shadowrunner, drink.
Oh my god.
Graham would like you to know that we are not personally responsible for whatever new habits you're gonna start. Great. I have 1,437 nuyen to my name. I have 8 karma. I have such charisma. I have a big blue eye. Look at that. Look at that beefy boy Adam Savadan right there. I heard that cat again. He did the thing again. So, yeah, let's go talk to Ambrose, 10-armed Ambrose. I wish that I could fix this arm, because I like this arm better when it comes up underneath like that, instead of being way down low like that, and I'm not sure what I have to do to repair it, but at some point I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm not hitting her that often, but yeah. So, let's talk to 10-armed Ambrose. Hey, my fellow countryman returns. We had this whole thing. He wanted to offer me chips and dip there on the engine block because he's having a big party. Yeah, and he's from the Midwest. How'd he land in Hong Kong? Aha, well, a girl was involved, right? We figured that out before. And he's like, yeah, it's a story for another day. And it's like, oh, I guess that means I just have to get into something else. So let's just say Chicago. News of the quarantine? Aha! There! The etiquette part I've uncovered. Supposedly it's insect spirits that's being covered up. Where does this go? I know, I saw leaked material too. Some of the footage is pretty convincing. Ambrose shakes his head sadly. Megavita's plague, bug spirits, I'm not sure which is more scary. It's the kind of got me nowhere. Because now they got The Walking Dead, the zombies. Nice. Well, I did it. I unlocked the thing, and it didn't matter. So, moving on. He'd rather have zombies over bug spirits. Sure, sure. Let's see here. Guns, money were involved. This is a good story. Were you Shadowrunning? Yeah, stuff like that. Boy, he really isn't. Okay, here we go. I was a hardcore vehicle rigger back then, before Johnny Law cracked down on road rigs. Man, those are the cowboy days. Freaky as hell, but great to remember. Had a wistful look on his face. We'd rebuild trucks and chop shops, reinforce the frames, bolt armor on, mod the suspension with robotics, drive them right through the front windows of buildings, and bash aside Lone Star cruisers on the way out. Good times. Which is funny, because I feel like that's like... That was like the... Like, early Shadowrun campaigns were kind of built around the idea of, like, what if we just, like, modded our trucks all to hell, and then we would just drive into a building and do stuff. And that seemed to be like, that's the optimum way to get into a building. You do that in Hong Kong, you get auto barricades and a missile enema. Crying shame. Anyway, I need to get out of Chi-Town, spread my wings, a nearby spider drone fidgets. You know how that goes. Hong Kong seems like a great long way to go, just get a break from Chicago. He smiles, but there's a steely look in his eyes. Sometimes a guy just needs a change of scene. Hey, it's granting up the wreckage of the past beach, but time's wasting. I left Chicago, I landed in the Kong. After a while of running the Kong, Shadows, I landed here in Chrome Alley. That's really the gist of it. Now we better get back to earning a living. Show me your services. I need medical supplies, because we're not gonna screw up my body with any of that other stuff. Boy, I feel like I didn't use any of my dock wagon kits, did I? I have those things still. That mummy spirit, hey? Yeah, I still got a kit on me. I've got some bliss on me. I am drinking a light floral green tea. The blend is called Always Forward, Never Learning. I don't need another dock wagon kit, I don't think. I don't think anyone else does either. So I think we just need to worry about med kits. And I'll probably just get a couple of those. That's probably enough. Confirm. Yeah, I'll carry those, it's fine. And spell. I cannot equip that spell, can I? Yeah, I need spellcasting 5. So that's going to go to somebody who has spellcasting 5. That's fine. Confirm. Goodbye, Ambrose. Time for me to go. Cheers, Beach. Talk to you later. Now, somebody told me a thing, and I didn't notice it, but apparently they also told Heather a thing, and when you hit tab, it's supposed to light up everything in the area that you can actually click on, so you can't miss stuff in the area. Of course, it doesn't help when I've already done all the things. Aha. The young troll bouncer manning the doors in the midst of patting down a prospective patron with enough force to dislocate a shoulder or hip, while other shady-looking patrons walk idly past him into the club. He waves the shaken man aside, propelling him forward with a final pound in the back. People don't realize you gotta check for internal weapons as well as external ones. And you know how to do that? I've got it down to a science. Alright. You just need the right technique. Matter of fact, I caught a guy that last week with a phosphorus grenade in his leg compartment. And what did you do? Disarmed him, of course. Got it back behind the bar now. I'm gonna blow it off in the river, impress some girls. You looking for a pat down yourself? No, just information. Doubt I can help you much there, but I'll try. Are you a member of the family that owns this place? Sure am. Frederick Kaya Fai. Some call me Freddy. Most call me Shit No Please Stop or something along those lines. I'm also the current record holder for the Club 88 pitch and toss, which is to say I throw deadbeats harder and farther than anyone else around these parts. High watermark is that piece of tape over yonder. Guy was an orc too, hefty, but he simply soared that day. Are you running any business on the side? Nah. I may take the occasional payment to look the other way or be in the can when a fight breaks out, but I have enough on my plate that I can't really take on much else. Training, you see, I love what I do, but you gotta work hard to stay in peak condition. I've also got some next steps in mind, so I'm working even harder towards that. Big plans, you just wait and see. Oh yeah. I also play the drums. Of course you do. I bet you're really good at them too, actually. Why are you searching some people and letting others in? And this is a private club. There's three kinds of people I let in. Members, guests of members, and people who make a good case. The latter two get a really good search before they go in the door, unless they're with Kindly Chang or the Emperor of Japan or something. I don't care if someone is a cyber spur or a holdout pistol or whatever, but we can't have serious weapons on non-members inside. Ma sells some big stuff, but she puts electronic trigger locks on her merchandise until they're out the door so people don't get dumb ideas. This is a no assassination safe zone. Serious weapons go in the weapons check, unless you're a member. That way if a big firefight ever breaks out, the members will have the upper hand. We keep the killings very rare. Most happen when some members get all fried up and decide to settle score with box cutters or something. So I'm a member now? You work for Kindly, as a Shadowrunner no less. That makes you a member. Remember the rules, no fighting unless, you know, it comes down to that and you're ready to skip off the concrete. No killing either. If you got legitimate killing business, go do it somewhere else. People come here to have a good time. Got it. Good. I'll leave you be. I'll go back inside and talk to people. What about Henry? Henry. What about Henry? The Troll Patriarch of Club 88 gently polishes a collection of old wooden belaying pins. These are but a few of the nautical touches that struggle vainly to assert their theme against the club's otherwise glassy neopunk decor. Back again, not just another ship passing in the night, eh? I'm just a landlubber, reckon you're not? You reckon rightly, though, haven't been in the water in far too long. Sounds like you miss it. Do I not strike you as the king of island nightlife? Is, at best, you're a duke, but I have yet to see you dance? Flirting? Because it seems like flirting. I think man of the ocean, but not the ocean out of the man. Ain't that the truth? So how can I help you? What was it like out on the high seas? Better when I was younger. Things were simpler then, if not terribly profitable. Got my start on fishing trawlers, just barely scraping by. Good folk, though. Over the years, I made a name for myself as one does. Got more regular work on better crews, eventually earned a spot on a tugboat. Spent the bulk of my years crewing ocean-going tugs for Wu Jing. The big ships, the tankers, bulkers, the container ships, the seabed miners are all run by technical crews and computers now. Only the smaller merchant boats, there's still a little seafaring left. On the smaller surfing boats, there's still a little seafaring left, but not much. But on the tugs, the supply boats, the salvage craft, that's where there's still a place for old-time sailors. It matters if you can wrap a cable on the winch in 30-foot seas, jury-rig a diesel engine, and keep a boat on course with just the wheel and the binnacle after the bridge windows all blow out. It was a hard life, but good. Why the change of vocation? Why does a man give up drinking, or sell his trike, or throw out his porn collection? For a woman, of course, and I had me one hell of a woman. Still do. This place was a dream, a business, a home. For us, together. Hard to deny the worth in that, no matter how much I miss what I once had. No, sir, no regrets. No regrets at all. That's cool. Cullum? Ah. Eldest son of the Kafai family appears to be far less inebriated than before. There's still a drink clutched in his massive hand. He's parting ways with an uncharacteristically awkward elf who palms something as she goes. Evening, Cullum Kafai at your service. You forget me already? Maybe just... Ah, why not? Maybe I have. Whoa, I suppose one of us didn't make much of an impression. Wow. You're certainly making one now. Here's my impression of a storm drain. Alright. X-Flow. A wiry elven woman leans over the bar, propped up on one elbow. She glances back at you over her shoulder as you approach, lifting a half-empty glass to her lips. The selection here is total crap, but it's cheap. I hope you're not looking for quality or you're going to be really disappointed. Cheap is better than good? Hey, that's a spirit. With an attitude like that, you won't get disappointed very often. She wraps a knuckle against her glass. I figure as long as it gets you drunk, it's good with me. Call me X-Flow, by the way. She regards you calmly, her eyes calculating. After a few seconds, she nods. Maybe we can help each other. Nice to meet you, I'm Beach. I've got good eyes for people in the business, and believe me, you smell like Shadowrunners and Nuyen. Drink. Plus, everybody's here been talking about Kindly's new hired help. I'm out here for work. You need me backup, I'm available. What's your specialty? I'm what the eggheads call a mystic adept. Kind of a physical adept magician. I throw spells and I can kill with a touch. I'm rarer than unicorns, my friend. Exfoliates their glass, draining the last of it. Cheers. Where are you from anyway? All over, really. Born and raised in Sydney. Sydney. But ever since I was 15, I've been traveling anywhere there's work. Not a whole lot of opportunities for a street kid whose only skills relate to beating people up. I lived in Paris, London, Vladivostok, Caracas. Hell, I even spent a few years in Johannesburg, but Azania is full of assholes. I don't hear an accent. That's because it's chipped. My only concession to cyberware. When you move around as much as I do, lingua sauce pay for themselves pretty quickly. They're not perfect, but they get the job done. Cool. How'd you get in this life? Grew up on the streets, running with gangs. Turns out if you get enough street fights and have magical potential, things just naturally express themselves. Once that happened, I realized I could charge a lot more than the protection rackets I've been running. So it's not like I know how to do anything else. I've never been to school. I'm sinless. What am I gonna do? Panhandle for change? Shake down stuffer shacks for beer money? No thanks, mate. I'd rather life fast, hit hard, and burn out. Good runner stories? Running a hand through her hair, she leans back as she thinks. Yeah, I got a couple. There's a time I signed on some mercs in Eastern Europe. Did a job to do near Krasnodarski Krai, lifting some Abkhazian military software. The plan was pretty simple. We'd halo jump from a drone on the Russian side of the border, hike in towards the Abkhazian research facility, and blast our way in. The Abkhaz forces were supposed to be Matrix hotshots, but crap in ground combat. Simple, right? Shakes her head, eyes rolling. No plan ever survives first contact with the enemy, though. Turns out the Abkhazian army had contracted out base security to Winter Systems. You start getting cut apart before you even breach the first cordon. Sounds like a suicide mission. Mercs were in pretty dire straits financially. It was a do-or-die situation for them, literally. They owned too many debts, and if they couldn't deliver, they'd have been killed. So we pushed in. We were down to 5 of us by the time we got to the main facility. One of the mercs, Vaclav, was a rigger. We were hunkered down in a vehicle bay while the Decker did his business, and Vaclav realized one of the APCs hadn't been properly locked down, and it was still gassed up. Came out of that base with a 30mm cannon blazing. Our exit was down at the coast, a riverine patrol boat. The mercs, had on standby. Sorry, I had a big sub for dinner. It was some nervous fighting, but we managed to get out. Pit full of holes, sure, but we survived, and that's what counts, eh? Just leave the conversation. See you. You know how to find me when you need me. And maybe... I literally don't know how... When I looked on the website, or we looked on how long to beat for, how long to beat this game, and I was like, okay, it says 21 hours to get through the whole story, like do the main story, and I'm like, okay, and it's longer than that if you want to do more, and I'm like, well, I don't plan on wanting, like, trying to do all of it, though I could probably do all of it, but I finished 2 running missions so far, the initial mission and then one of your first 3 that you do, and I'm just like, Christ, that's 3 sessions already. So we gotta try to get through some of this talkie and also then get through another mission tonight if we can, because I want to see if we can keep rolling through it. It's Ermin. Doesn't take a Shadowrunner's eye to tell you who runs Club 88. Even the roughest of patrons show deference to the troll woman in the back. It also helps that she tends to a veritable arsenal of high-grade firearms. Back again, I see. Didn't catch your name before. To my friends, I'm Beej. Would you like to be my friend? Better that than the alternative. I'm Ermin Kafai. You get a lot of passers through. After the business with the document or the Yellow Lotus, they get escorted here to relax and shop. Then they leave. I'm happy to never know their names. But you're a different story, aren't you? What have you heard? Not much, yet. So what can I do for you? Tell me more about this place. Club 88? We bought it 10 years ago. Before that, my husband crewed ships for Wujing. He'd be gone for weeks and sometimes months at a time, and I was sick of it. Raising 2 boys on my own? Troll boys? Pah. We needed something more stable. I needed a husband at home, so he retired and we put everything we had saved into this place. The 88 stands for good fortune, and the club has proven worthy of the name. If only some people appreciated that success instead of whining about things that will never be. I'm in black. I seem to recall a blurb on the news, but I didn't pay much attention. Not a name I know, and if it was a name worth knowing, I'd know it. Let's have a look at what you're selling. Guns! You sell guns! We knew that she sold guns. And grenades. And grenade guns. Don't forget about the grenade gun. Don't need any of this. And I'm not selling stuff either. And I don't think I'm ready to buy better guns for my runners yet. Maybe a couple more missions and probably we'll see a need to do that, but I'm also just wary about how much Nuyen I've got. Anything else around here? Let's go talk to Spider Shen. Now, if I need more, because currently my understanding is that, that Acid Bolt is it's a conjurer's thing, and I'm like, I can do better than this. I can get more, like something better to deal with, and I should buy a better spell. I think I'm not really sure if I want to do guns or not, because that would also mean, as you've seen from my loadout, when it comes to quickness and ranged combat, I got nothing. But conjuring wise, I can do better and better, and that's kind of where I'm probably gonna spend some time. I have 1,337 Nuyen. I hope we all appreciate that. Shen is busily counting out cred sticks as you approach. Shen's hands move quickly, fingers deftly sorting them into small plastic bins. The labels on the bins bear name: Steel Arm Lu, Grandfather Wo, Lucky Ping, and Kindly Chang. Shen's eyes flicker up at you for a fraction of a second before returning to the desk. One moment, I'll be done shortly. A few last flicks of the wrist, see the final cred sticks sorted into the respective bin, with the lion's share going to Kindly and Steel Arm Lu. There. Now what can I do for you? Pay a lot of dues to Yellow Lotus? Shen shrugs, obviously indifferent to the amount of shops being to the amount of the shops being taxed. I do, but that's how the system works. I pay kindly for rent, Steel Arm Lu gets money because he's my superior, Lucky Ping receives a finder's fee for goods she sends my way, and Grandfather Wo took me in. He gets paid because he's family, and I owe him for getting me off the streets. You join the organization, you have to pay the dues, the same as anywhere else, and it beats the hell out of being homeless in Kowloon. Stuffing the boxes away before the counter, Shen produces a box of assorted needles and inks and begins cataloging them on a battered PDA. You don't mind paying? Not really. Grandfather Wo saved my life by taking me in, you know. Life expectancy for homeless kids in Aberdeen isn't very good. Because of him, I have skills and friends who will pay to make use of them. It's a good life, all things considered. Shen leans back against the stack of cages, causing the snakes within to hiss and snap at the glass. I'm just a blue lantern, a foot soldier. I answer to White Ming, who I studied with on Wudang Mountain. He's the 49er, the maid man who runs our crew. I like that use of 49er, though. I don't pay him because he takes his own cut of what we make. Interesting. Then show me what you have for sale. Oh, he has a sweet katana. And he has all these other things which I don't need. That's all for now, Shen. Ah, Heavy Smuggler. Actually, let's just drop a save. Cannot save while in action. Well, then we're gonna make myself stop. Drop a quick save, and then talk to this guy. Two men in dirty synth leather jackets look up from their conversation at your approach. They both look haggard, their shoulders slump with exhaustion, and neither appears to have shaved this morning. What do you want, man? We're talking here. I'm new in town, figured I'd pay him out all the connections I can get. A grim chuckle rumbles out of him. You chose the wrong day, stranger. We're moving further downstream. We're doing it today. We've had this already, this conversation. But this is the new one. I know what you mean. Did you dream it too? The big long corridor and the thing with the ivory crown? Yeah. Lots of people in town dreamed of something like that. From folks I talked to, a bunch of different versions. Turned away, went down alleys, that kind of thing. We've had this conversation before, so we're just going to kind of roll through this. Something magical, I think, is what's happening. It's a curse. Living hell in the walled city. We're going to leave. Best of luck. They're going to Macau. Of the three of us, if you're staying here, you're going to need all that luck. Great. I'm going to go see... kind of want to talk to these dudes, though. No. Nope. Stop them. Talk to this guy. What do you got to say? They're possibly locals. Appear to be sailors. Nah, it's crafty, and she said the same. Them dreams is bad. Think we'll lose them at sea? We're supposed to set out soon to make that delivery. What if they follow us? You see the man shudder. I don't think so. Crafty said these things is just affecting it right here, right now. First sailor points to the ground. As soon as we sail, dreams will stop. Hey! Sees Sees you, taps her friends in the arms. They shoot upright. One examines his fingernails, the other coughs slightly, begins to hum, and the last pretends she didn't see you. But when they sense your continued stare, the third speaks up. What are you looking at, Landy? We had this one already as well. Heard you talking about the dreams. Seems anyone who came by these parts having them. As soon as they leave, the dreams stop. Any leads on why they're happening. Don't know much ourselves. What about that crafty? She runs the 5 phases. There's a boat here with a merchant selling goods. Did he leave? Merchant. That crook didn't so much. He was chased off. Right. That's right. That happened. Go look around. Thanks for the tip. Didn't mean to interrupt. And then whoosh, we're out of there. Did we talk to these guys when we were doing this last time with Handsomely? I don't remember. I was the young one from before, Shu says. I think we did have this one, because remember Geen being like, yeah. You guys enjoy your game. You have nothing new to say to me just yet. That's okay. We're going to go talk to everybody else. I can't remember if I did that scene with Reliable Matthew or not yet. Alright. What you got for me, Crafty? Alright. Nothing new. Let's see your wares. Acid Bolt. Can't do Power Bolt. Oh, neat. Chain Lightning. Spell Focus. Life Siphon. Heal Wound. Lightning Bolt. Mana Ball. Mind Wipe. Stun Bolt. Dispel Magic. Right, let's just go look at Conjuring. Okay, Fog. Armor. Slow. Wow, there's... I feel like I'm definitely supposed to be a support character. That's fine. Okay, well then I'm not going to worry about that. Actually, let's just go back in here quickly. Consumables, Shamanic Fetish just gives me a boost to my charisma, which means that the Conjuring's going to be better than it is. I could buy additional fetishes to take with me, which is probably not a bad idea. I did see people in chat, or rather, Heather was talking to me about a comment she was saying that the using drones, or especially using spirits, by using a lot of fetishes, allows me to get out in front and use that to draw fire, and then setting up for stuff. So it's like, it's kind of like I should be using them more, and I tend to think about, if I summon a spirit or if I'm using a drone, I tend to think about that stuff as not a consumable thing, even though I know that after the fight they disappear, because they're not like walking around with you. I know the drones stick with you and they come back again, but it's like the spirits essentially, I always feel very weird about it, because I'm like, I summon you to the thing, and then you're going to get shot at and then die and disapparate. And I always feel guilty about that, because I'm like, well, I'm buying these things so that I have them out there to use them, but then I'm just like, go die, and then they're like, sure thing, boss, and they just go out there and die, and then I'm like, what? Why did I even bother doing that, right? But the point clearly is, when you do that, it puts an extra body on the ground, it makes it harder for the people who are dealing with stuff, yeah, that kind of thing. And of course, your drones you can repair over and over, but you can't repair these things. So I wonder if I wouldn't be better off just being like, buy a few fetishes. Like, this, giving me this +1 charisma boost just means that the effects that it'll have on all my conjuring and stuff, like basically anything that I do that involves charisma, is just even higher than it currently is. Which kind of seems like not a bad thing to have. Seems like not a bad thing for me to have. Since I'm dumping so much into charisma right now anyway, it's like, have a little more. Why not? You know, it's an extra thing you have to carry. But it is an extra thing I have to carry. And if I look at my equipment, like, if I look at what I was loading out with, it's like, oh man, I have, like, so much extra stuff that I'm carrying. Like, I have the med kits, and I might end up getting rid of the bliss, or I might get rid of the Toko or something like Toko, and being like, I will instead fill that with more fetishes. So the question is, do I buy the cheaper fetishes now and use the other ones later? And maybe that's a better answer. Like, be like, let's take these two guys, and be like, I'm gonna have them with me, and and then I will use those more in a fight. Like I'll think about, it's like, oh, I have a fight right now that's actually gonna, I need more bodies on the ground, so I have more things to aim with. So I want to keep med kits on myself too, just because, like, I know I can heal myself, but it is like a 3-round thing, and I've noticed that it's sometimes not, the heal is like not great, but well, it is also just, it's the last thing I got hit with, as opposed to a med kit which just does, you know, 10 heal. But I guess I don't have to carry 2. I could maybe just carry the 1 for the time being. I also bought Shamanic Salve, I think, which is nice to be like, that's just gonna kind of keep buffing me over and over. I thought I bought the salve. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I need to buy some salve. I thought that was a cool idea, where it's like, yeah, if I can stay alive, which the idea is I will, I'm gonna get 16. Because like you get your 4 immediately, and then you get an extra 4 every like 3 more rounds after that. So it's like over the course of 4 rounds, I guess I end up with 16 HP, and that's not bad. So maybe I just need to have that. That's not a bad way to do things. I'll just drag a med kit into there. I'll put one of these on me. I'll take the Toko out. It's probably not that important. I'll take the other, maybe not the Mummy Spirit one just yet. The Mummy Spirit seems very powerful, and I feel, yeah, for 800 million, I feel like I have to kind of wait on that. I love that spells are a thing that you can just assign, like drop into a block and be like, here, now you know this, and be like, well, I don't want to know this anymore. And I'm like, I think you need to know this. Again, that's what I look like. That's probably not bad. The Bliss might come in handy, just to be able to take less. And who cares if my strength goes down a bit? That's not bad if I know I'm going to be in a very bad fight. This stuff's kind of amazing. If I need to, every time you're attacked, your strength increases. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Hulk juice. But I think overall, this is probably a fine loadout for like the next thing I'll be doing. And I'm just browsing. Thank you. See you around. If we hit tab, there's nothing else I can interact with, right? Nope. So just get out of here. Did I do that little scene with Reliable Matthew? I can't remember. Let's go find it. Oh, right, where I get to look in his trailer. I don't think I did that. Then I go look in your trailer. It said Job Stealer. I look in the window. There's a whole bunch of, we did this before. And it's a bunch of teddy bears and raccoons and dolls. There's 24 of them. And then I walk up to Matthew and try to have a conversation with him about this completely normal thing. Yep. It's like, come here for robots. Looks like someone vandalized your trailer. Why would someone call you a job stealer? That's right, the job maker line. Exactly the drones you sell used for. Companionship, etc., etc. How does everyone feel about drones? Maybe you want a drone. Like, I notice you have a lot of drones in your trailer. I think a couple in there. Alright. I kind of wanted to... I wanted to push on this a little bit more. Because... Remember we did this before and I just was like very not matter of fact, but I'm like, I kind of feel like I need a little bit more out of him, and maybe I need to be like, hey, look, there's more, or maybe I should just lean into the whole, it sounds like a full playpen, which, that's me being, like, shitty, but I hate that it's, like, needlessly shitty. But I've kind of given away the fact that I know he has drones in his trailer, and it's kind of like making it sound like he's doing like, it's like you have a full playpen. You have like teddy bears and raccoons, like all these stuffed like fun things for kids. You have this huge mass of them in there. Why do you have that? Ah, F it, let's just do it. He shrugs uncomfortably. Funny thing about drones, when you see a few, they always look like so many more. Weirdest thing, strange little fellas. Let's not talk about maintenance, it's boring. I bet there's something else you need today. Alright, let's look at his drone collection. Look at all the drones he has. He has so many drones. Drone. Lots of repair kits, and I don't need any of that. And so, like the old songs say, a droney day is a happy day. Thank you, Reliable Matthew. Maybe we just go get paid. Oh, I wonder if Maximum Law has anything to say, actually. Let's just do that. I don't need to talk to Handsome Lee again, I don't think. Alright, I had to tell him how things are going to go. Yeah, he's all been taken care of. I think he's going to be okay. Good, that's good to hear. I admit I was a little worried about Steve, and I was here to sell experiences, not contribute to a man's early death. You came from Taiwan. Tell me more. If you like, we worked together in a sense. If Steven hadn't sent you, you'd send someone else, and things not gotten smoothly. I suppose I owe you for that. Happy to have helped Lee. Where to begin? Grew up in a Taipei ghetto. Get education. What was your major? Chemistry. Makes sense. You lost your gig to the warden. Maybe just the Heiwei thing. Surely your credentials give you access to other options. We did this last time. And I'm like, if I have an option to kind of do a slightly different, maybe I would do that. But I don't want to pick the second option. That's kind of shitty. This is just us talking. This is me asking more questions. And I think that's better. Just how'd you end up here? Fiance, yeah. Megacorp's resources to get us out. So that's cold. Where is your fiance and your family now? We were separated. Scoured every rendezvous point that we ever discussed. I left messages. Nothing. Hong Kong is a bad place to hole up and wait for information. It's true, but I've long since given up. Like, you still know how to hope. Maybe I'm stubborn that way. I like your attitude. I wanted to escape, pretend I hadn't grown up in poverty and squalor. You don't want to know why I chose to live here in the shadow of the walled city rather than seek out more legitimate prosperity? I'm listening. I love the fine things I experienced when it seemed poised to enter the upper echelons of society, but it was all based on line. I love chemistry. I'm very good at what I do. You know, use my talents. Megacorps are rotten with hypocrisy. True words have never been spoken. No, they have not. Show me what you got. Let's see what you got. He's got cram! Cram! And nitro and relaxin'. We don't need any of that. We need to be well, just like he said. And I need to go sleep. Because that was the thing I need to do. Alright. Maximum Law. I'll drop a save before I talk to him. Because I should be dropping saves before I talk to everybody, just in case. So I don't get caught in the same kind of mess I was last time. Now we talk to Maximum Law. Surveys the docks. Beneath his meticulously patched tarpaulin, goggled and belted with electronics, his arms folded, expression stern, a sweat-drenched little king. His boat rocks gently. As you approach, he looks sharply your way and breaks into an awkward smile. Hey, be just hoping you come around. You got a minute? What's up? Kindly had Wampoa burn your sin. Word is you're doing work for her, not normal Yellow Lotus stuff. Shadowrunning! Yes, I'm now an unusual asset. Wicked. Lawson says it distinctly in a hushed tone. I'm sorry. Wicked. Then seems to catch himself. He draws himself up to his full height. His usual demeanor of self-assurance returns. That's pretty ironclad, Bede. Pretty vicious. If you do good, you'll be noticed. So you've got info about runs. I can make it worth something. We Wampons call that thing metadata. Wampo likes to get word on the street from the active operations. Doesn't Wampo's server to the clientele include not prying? No. I mean, creds, or I'll think about it. Maybe number 2. It's not prying. It's lost abuse of authority. He thrusts his chest out and puts his hands in his hips. It's gathering information. The world runs on information. If you've got metadata for me, great. If not, see if I care. Law looks out through the rain across the rocking boats. He wipes his foggy goggle lenses with a rag from his pocket. His stomach gurgles loudly. Augmented reality goggles aside, this gig gets really boring sometimes. You ever want to talk shop? I'm here. I'm here for tech. I'm actually not. Yes, Sony still makes stuff. All sorts of programs and the cargo carrier, and don't need any of that. See you later, Law. You gotta go? Okay, watch your back and shoot straight and all. Law grins at you and dexterously flashes a hand sign that shadows give each other in holovid shows. I got things to do too. Oh my god! I think we found a bit of a fanboy. That's so good. I like Law. He's awesome. All right. Drop another save. Man's got to get paid. Cool blue tones of the workstation menu filled the screen. Blinking message upper corners. Notice you have 4 unread messages. Check your inbox. A vid about those dreams. Gobbet's face winks onto the screen. Her rats are perched precariously on her head, and she holds a laser pointer clutched between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, hey, Beej, I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. She flicks the laser pointer, and her rat's head swivel to the right to follow the motion. Why don't I just say that? This is a recording. It doesn't matter if it's a bad time. Well, anyway, I was thinking about that talk that we had, you know, about the dream talk, about the nightmares and stuff, and the flick of the pointer, the rat's heads turned left, their noses twitching. I've got a friend here in town. She runs the Parlor 5 Phases, sort of our local magic shop in Talismonger, named Crafty. I've been there. Flick, the rat's heads turn upward to stare at the ceiling. Anyway, she's smart, really smart. Her mom was sort of a local authority in all things magical, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you want to ask anyone about the town about these dreams, she's the right one to choose. I already did, at length. She taps a button on the laser pointer with their thumb, and the little red dot and tip goes dark. The rats immediately tackle one another, rolling off her head and falling out of sight. She gets up, her head rising on her frame. Anyway, just thought it might help. If you've already been talking to Crafty, please disregard this message. Disregarded! Alright, I'm out. Peace. Punches button, screen goes dark. I have 300 messages. Attending a party. Kindly attending party. Beej, you need to come to the parlor. A friend and business partner of mine named Dr. Shen Yang has need of your services. It was something about attending a fancy party in Repulse Bay. He was unwilling to give me the details. I think he wanted to size you up himself. Alright, Raymond Black's history. Oh, Isabel. Nice. Duncan asked me to do some digging on my own into Raymond's history. I guess he doesn't trust Kindly Chang to give him the full story. I can't say I blame him, since she'd hide things from us if it was in her best interest to do so. So I've been poking around various corners of the Matrix, trying to dig up what I can. Most sinners leave a data trail the size of an aircraft carrier in their wake. Working backward in time, Raymond starts out that way, but slowly tapers away into nothingness. Sure, can find some basic records in Seattle, power utilities, a couple of public discussion sites he signed up for, but the further back I get, the less I find. The craziest part is, prior to 2032, I can't find anything at all, and that shouldn't be possible. It's like Raymond didn't exist before then. I don't know, I'm going to keep digging, but it'll take me a while. I'll let you know when I get some news worth sharing. Maybe he's born off the grid. Sounds like. Anyway. Opportunity. Preface bypassed. Yo, come see me if you have a chance. I have a trade opportunity maximum. I'm going to assume this is the metadata he was talking about. Done is what happens when I rain the fire. Ultrathon Visigoth, Judge of Titan. That really just sounds like a Markov chain. It's good though. Open the jobs directory. Claim payment for their museum run. Finished. I wait. Mr. Drake, well done. You went above and beyond what I asked and liberated some truly precious artifacts. I attached the payment you owed plus a little bonus. 1900, wow. I trust that you keep quiet about what exactly was liberated from Liu's little museum. I'll come collect the books from Kindly Chang shortly. Mr. Drake. View all pending jobs. Ah, yes. Still have to deal with this. I have to go to her and talk to her about that. We have other things we can do, and I will do that. Oh yeah, Shadowrun BBS. Anything? Police shoot in Victoria Harbor? What? A lot of you are interested in that 50,000 yen the HKPF is promising in connection with terrorist seller hunting, so I've been digging around for some better information. Think I've got stuff of value from Warfrat. Turns out they had a high on their here in Hong Kong by the name of Raymond Black. The HKPF tried to take him into custody the day before, but was forced to kill him in a shootout. Looks like Black and the terrorists are members of the White Star group out of Hainan. Isn't White Star about restoring Imperial China? One of those terrorists they killed is obviously North American. Why would she be helping a pro-imperialist group? You got money, you can buy any kind of person you need. You're on Shadowlands, oh my. You should know that. Alright. So what do you know about Black and his band of thugs? Anything we can use to track them down? The data I've been able to dig up says that Black was from Hainan and was distantly related to the royal family. He spent a couple of decades in Seattle making connections in the shadows in preparation for attack on the Free Enterprise Zone. I've attached some dossiers on his remaining agents. Thanks, Roland Thunder. Sit through a long stream of data detailing who you and Duncan are. While the general details about your name and life are correct, many of the small details are wildly inaccurate. You are listed as having lived in Laos for the past 4 years, while Duncan is noted as having spent most of his life in prison. You move on to peruse Gobbet and Isabel's ostensible biographies. Dossier lists Gobbet's real name is Yuchun Gui, and her place of birth is in Jian, Shaanxi. Shanji. According to the content, she is 23 years old and served with the Baihu corporate military until conviction for insubordination led to her dishonorable discharge. While you can't be certain Gobbet doesn't speak Mandarin, the idea of her being in the military, any military, is downright laughable. Isabel, in turn, is listed as Fatima Abukar. Apparently, Isabel was educated at an early age in terrorism and piracy by the revolutionaries of the Ethiopian territories and is wanted in connection with the bombing 2052 bomb attack on the French embassy in Johannesburg. Given that you know that Isabel grew up here in Hong Kong, this information appears to be as laughably inaccurate as your own dossier. That's so good. So, yeah, the sin here is they actually said it. It was like a social identity number, as opposed to your social insurance number, which is still like a number that's tied to identity. So, if you ever watched, I think it was CGP Grey did a video on the social security number in the United States about how they needed to, maybe it wasn't CGP Grey, but it was the system identification number. Thank you. I am trying to come back and read chat. I'm not always doing it, and I'm sorry, but I'm also trying to move fast, so I apologize. I'm not looking back at that often, but I will try to. Don't abuse the @loading ready run thing to get my attention, but if you do need to tell me something very important, I guess that's okay, but I would really prefer that you not, because do that too many times and the mods are going to be like, mass, and I don't want the mods to be mad at anybody. I just want to keep things rolling along. You guys know how to do stuff. You've been here a while. But yeah, the idea that the social security number is used like everywhere, and it was not supposed to be an identifying number because in the States they didn't want a federally identifying number. But then to register for Social Security, you need to have some sort of number to say this is who I am in regards to how I'll collect Social Security. And then everyone's like, oh, great, a unifying number we can use. And that's what happens. What I find here in Canada, more than the social insurance number, which we do our best to keep private to ourselves, not secret, but just private. You don't give it out to credit agencies and stuff, if you can help it. The driver's license ID is something that gets collected a lot as a means of identifying who you are, because all driver's licenses have an ID number on them, as do like IDs across different provinces, and so recording that is a way of recording who you are as far as certain systems are concerned. So, another number in a database, but hopefully a database, a different sort of database. Let's see what the Posy Bash is. All right, folks, we'll try it again, this time under a super secret code name. There's no telling how long this will last. Let the bashing begin. Matrix Bard, all right. Super secret code name, you just ran the words poetry slam through a thesaurus. Snozbert. Poetry, people, not complaints, Matrix Bard. A thief on the run, a silencer in the dark. The rat shaman lurks. Jivebert. Jivebert, I keep wanting to read as Jobert for some reason. Anyway, do you like the rat shaman thing? Got one of the coyote shamans too. An unbound trickster. This shaman fears no peril. Wily coyote. Snozbird says, you're on a roll, Jivey. Here's another one if Mad can stand it. Pulses of light glance off bright chrome. Translucent spheres encase my treasure. Mirrors and tubes and neons implode. Another day in the Matrix by Tennyson. I can do traditional. I happen to prefer the haiku because less typing. Gossamer tresses, infinity in your gaze, very pointy ears. Gossamer tresses, infinity in your gaze, very pointy ears. Now you're mad. Extra points for using gossamer correctly in a sentence. I like elves. Jivebird is still the master of haiku. In fact, oh graveyard creeper, ashen skin, spindly fingers, and claws freak me out. Alright, Shakespeare says strike two. This thread's getting locked and you aren't doing this again, got me. Sports for deckers who want to talk shop. There are plenty of other forms you can use for the stupid amateur poetry. I suggest you go find one. Thanks, Sisop. Top shelf sublet. Alright. Title says, good location, cheap rent, serious offers only, please. From Harbor Rat. What do you mean top shelf? Is it in a fancy corp condo? How'd you manage that? Shensen's Joe. Nah, man, it's usually the top shelf of the converted maintenance closet I live in. Harbor Rat. You're joking, Shensenzo. No joke, its cheap location's good, right near the Temple Street Night Market, and has super fast access just in case you need to get in and out of the Matrix quick. I'm not the sort to ask questions. There's just about enough space to stretch out your legs lying down. There's a ceiling hook for your gear. What do you say? I don't know, I need a place, but still. A shelf in a shared closet? Screw that. I've got a sweet pad to rent. You can have all to yourself. It's not Victoria Peak or anything, but it's a bargain. Hot Pot 888. Where's it at, Shensenzo? Kowloon Walled City. It's one of the new construction units on the outer edge. I'll throw in a second ceiling hook. Deal? Okay, message me and we'll work with the nitty gritty. Seriously, the Walled City isn't that bad. My apartment is huge and even has windows. I'll be at Harbor Rat's rent. In fact, just tell me what you want to pay. Hot Pot 888. Hello? Wow. Looking for Decker. Looking for experienced Decker for a discreet milk run on a supply house for purveyors of recreational substances. Potential for a longer-term arrangement. We're a team that's been together for years, running your basic heists and occasional transport gig. We've got a reliable fixer and a long list of happy clients. Requirement, you must have a good sense of humor. From Gimme Some Nuyen 888. Are you willing to give a newbie a shot? I've been in and out of Matrix since I was in school. I've raised some creds doing odd jobs, so I've got a hot new cyber deck that I'm itching to try on a real run. By Amazoom. I don't know, man. We're really like to find a long-term Decker, and you kind of don't know shit. You said so yourself. Sorry. Oh, come on. You said it was a milk run. How else would a Shadowrunner start? Not with an easy gig. I'm being upfront with you. Doesn't that count for something? Fine, I got a test for you. You hack this guy, Captain Scone, and change his password to erotic massage, all caps. I'm on it. Thanks. Done. Am I in or what? Say yes. Say yes. I didn't see what the difference in time was. What the fuck? Amazon, I introduce you to a rigger, Captain Scone. You'll make a fine addition to our team. Thank you. You won't regret this. You gotta stop getting people to hack me, Gimme, or you're looking for a new rigger next. Oh, you know what? You love me. Wow. Did I get any pay data? I did get some pay data. That's right. Let's get paid for the data. Posting successful. Posting will be active for 2 days. I don't think I have any more. I do not. Go back. Jobs directory. Actually, let's just go back. Walk away from this for a second. I'm going to talk to my friends. Oh, I have to go meet Kindly Cheng's friend, apparently, too. Down through the side hatch. Let's talk to Ractor. Ractor's shop is sweltering hot, even more so than it was the first time you stepped inside. The whir of actuators accompanies the fine motions of the manipulator arms that hang from the ceiling. They are turning an object over and over in their articulated hands, soldering wires and hammering rivets. Ah, my friend, welcome back. He types a series of commands into his bracer and the arms relax into an idle posture. He smiles at you, a cigarette dangling from his lip. There, that's better. Now what can I do for you? How are you getting along with the other members of the team? Perfectly well, thank you. They all seem competent enough, and there haven't been any major personality conflicts so far. He rubs his chin thoughtfully. As long as they continue performing to an acceptable standard, I can see no reason not to continue our arrangement. It's good to run with a team again. You haven't done anything yet. I hate when this happens. Sure, all right, but what do you think of them personally? They're fine, I suppose. All fine. Goblin's quite charming. Isabel keeps to herself, and Duncan is doing his best in a bad situation. There's a momentary pause. He shrugs. And that, I'm afraid, is all I have to say. Apologies if you're looking for more. You're still something of a mystery to the group, Ractor. Mind if I ask you a few questions? No, I don't mind. Not at all. Takes a drag at a cigarette and slowly releases the smoke. I can't promise that my answers will satisfy your curiosity, of course, but you may certainly ask. What was it like growing up in the Russian Republic? Tumultuous, as you might expect. You probably aren't old enough to remember the Euro Wars, but I am. I know bits and pieces of the history, but I didn't live through it. Ah, well, the wars were formative experience for Russians of my generation. Not traumatic per se, certainly as they were for the Germans, Finns, and Poles, but important nonetheless. My country was the instigator of the first Euro War back in 2030, I guess. Remember the rhetoric, the hardships of living under a wartime economy, the rampant xenophobia that took hold? Remember how we all cheered when our forces invaded Poland? 3 months, that was all that it took for our military to crush what meager resistance the Poles could bring to bear. It was quite the source of national pride at home. Remember our drive into Germany and the desperate bid to reclaim the eastern portion of the country for ourselves. Just think about the symbolic significance of such an act. An audacious move to be sure, but Secretary Kropunin, yeah, was determined to make history. 2 or 3. Just 3. Did the German military stop you? No, the Night Wraith incident did. Wait, there were ghosts there? No, my friend, the British Aerospace Night Wraith is a fighter bomber with the stealth capabilities. These were machines that rained fire on our troops, or were purported to have at any rate. Nobody has ever come forward to accept responsibility for the attack. Regardless of who was behind it, the result was the same. Wave upon wave of bombings that targeted our forces and the Germans alike, coupled with the assassinations of dozens of military leaders. A devastating, synchronized operation expertly carried out over the course of a single night. At-home viral attacks shut down our power grids. Hundreds of thousands of Russians' homes found themselves without heat or electricity in the dead of winter. Cochet scuttles forward, allowing the rigger to rest his hand on the sloping metal of his chassis. Ractor stares at his own deformed reflection in the metal of the drone's body, a sad smile on his face. Wow. I remember huddling under a mountain of cheap blankets that my mother had piled up on my bed. They did little to protect me from the cold, but they were something I could hang on to, something that tangible that I associated with warmth and comfort at home. There, as my body trembled and I watched my breath frost over, a horrible truth descended upon me. We had caused this. We were the villains of the First Euro War. For the first time, I came face to face with what Kropunen's folly had bought us, and there, under that ridiculous heap of rags, I came to realize what would surely come to pass. The world thought us villains, and so they would treat us like villains. We would be pariahs on the international stage, crippled by retributive sanctions. We could never live down the shame. As a small boy, you thought about sanctions? I mean, everyone thinking you're a villain, but we would never live down the shame. He wipes his hands of cleaning them. A wry smile spreads across his face. And then the AFA invaded Greece and Spain, sparking off World Euro War II. We redeployed our troops to help repel them, and all was made right again. I have to imagine you still had enemies in Poland and Germany if you had to start the Second War. Oh, we were still regarded as suspicion, of course, but all of Europe might have fallen if it hadn't been for our help. In essence, we took back our reputation at gunpoint. Not an ideal situation, I admit, but it worked. Within the span of 4 months, we Russians had gone from nobodies to a terrible threat to unlikely saviors in the eyes of the Western world. Studying exactly how this happened has taught me a great deal about human psychology and social dynamics. At least you took something away from the experience. He flashes you a smile. Indeed. There are lessons everywhere, if only we had stopped to look for them. But I've gone on for too long about this already. I must be boring you. Shall we talk about something else? Surely there's more interesting and relevant things to discuss. AFA. Let's do that one. Yes, I suppose that you wouldn't know. They were only active for the years surrounding the combat, after all. The AFA was the Alliance for Allah, serving under Mullah Saeed Jazrir, a coalition of right-wing Middle Eastern governments that assembled after the failure, some say sabotage, of the United Islamic Conference. They looked to a weakened Europe and saw an opportunity, one that my country was entirely responsible for creating. Probably shouldn't have come as a surprise. You're right, of course. We should have foreseen that weakening Europe's defenses would open the doors to outside aggression. Ultimately, the AFA did what any hawkish power would have done in their position. Given their circumstances, they would have been foolish not to. Though things can't have ended well for them. No, my friend, they did not win. The AFA folded in 37 after Jazrir's assassination. A lucky thing for us, too. The body count could have been a great deal higher in the years that they were active. In the years that they were active, the AFA gave us a hell of a fight. Did you immigrate directly from Russia to Hong Kong? No, between my years in Nizhny Novgorod and my time here in Haoi, I spent a year in the free city of Berlin. Oh, so did I. That was, well, not I, but my other I. That was where I got my feet wet as a Shadowrunner, you see. I ran with a team of anarchists for a time and learned the ropes of occupation under their tutelage. Anarchists, huh? Must have been interesting. It was, to a point. They were disorganized, to be sure, but perfectly capable. We enjoyed a certain level of camaraderie while we ran together. Sadly, we were no longer on the best of terms. What happened? An opportunity arose, and I seized it. In so doing, I left Berlin for Hong Kong, and I did so without much advance notice. My absence made life difficult for them, and they blame me for their hardships. You're a grown man. If you wanted to leave, you were under no obligation to stay. Thank you for taking my side, but I can see their point as well. As I said, my departure caused some complications for them. That said, I haven't lost any sleep over it. I merely did what I had to do. He looks away, a wistful expression on his face. Cochet scrapes the ground with his forelegs, its sensors fixed firmly on you. Ultimately, I would say that my time in Berlin was quite educational, different from my earlier life in Russia, to be sure. As I said, the experience was invaluable. Ultimately, though, Haoi is probably better suited to my sensibilities. How so? Life in Hong Kong is more structured than it is in Berlin. Things make sense here in a way that the Flux State didn't. He taps a finger to his temple. I have an orderly mind, everything in its place, neatly labeled and filed away. This approach is what allows me to make sense of the world. To say that the people I knew in Berlin thought differently would be an understatement. So why'd you move to Berlin? He holds his tongue for a moment, considering. When we first met, I told you I parted ways with Grishin Aviakor under unfortunate circumstances, yes? You mentioned it. Same circumstances led me to Berlin. I was wronged, and I would not find recourse in Russia, he sighs. I suppose there's no sense in being vague. I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it. Please lay it on me! You may remember the self-repair system I mentioned the first time we met. The module that would allow Kosher, any sufficiently equipped drone, to repair itself. I told you my research had been lost. That was not strictly true. It was stolen by a pair of colleagues who I had long considered friends. They were researchers from my old lab. They had turned against me, stole our work, in truth, my work, and defected. They betrayed you, huh? Yes, driven by desperation, no doubt, and ambition. They'd always been fixated on getting out of Russia. Grishin Aviakor was a nationalized corporation, and they would never get rich as cogs in a government-controlled machine. In our project, they saw their key to breaking away and earning their fortunes. Never mind the fact that I was opposed to the idea. And so they took what was mine and left me with nothing. And so you followed them, I take it. Yes, the two had long spoken about moving to Berlin. Such was true of a great many academics in Russia. My homeland is a bureaucratic dictatorship, you see. There's little personal freedom, and there are many rules to be followed. As you might imagine, the stable anarchy of the flux state can be an alluring concept to those who live under totalitarian rule. Berlin is much romanticized back home. Makes sense. If you spend your lifetime in bureaucracy, you can do worse than moving someplace with no rules. Oh, the flux state has rules, my friends. They aren't codified, but they most certainly exist. Should you ever travel there, you'll want to remember that. But I digress. In the hunt for my traitorous colleagues, Berlin was my only lead. I said that I would travel there. At best, I would find them, and at worst, it would be a good place to rebuild my life. There is a squeal of tortured metal as Koshig drags his claws over the iron grating and covers the floor. Ractor glances down at the drone and it goes calm. He takes a deep breath and continues. That's interesting. It took me over a year to locate my former friends. It was a long, painstaking search, but I was nothing if not determined. I finally found evidence that they used my research as a bargaining chip to secure positions at Ares, and that they were here in Hong Kong. And so you came here to Haoi. He nods. I picked up and left the next day. My old team was upset, to be sure. Lucky Strike in particular howled for my blood. But I know where my priorities lie. I remember talking to Lucky Strike, actually, at one point. And so here I am. And here they are. And soon I will be ready to act. I really must thank you for inviting me into the team. Your abilities will be invaluable when the time finally comes to make my move. Assuming, of course, that you'd be willing to help. Something tells me you weren't surprised when I invited you onto the team. You were waiting for this, weren't you? I thought it might go over better if you believed it to be your idea. And it would seem that I was right. I am on the team, after all. Yes, you are, and you're right. I, for one, would be happy to help you. When you're ready, just say the word. What do I do here? I think... Oh, my God. I want to say that can still change... Because I want to be like, understand that we're not beholden to anything that you want to do, like your own personal whatevers. But if we keep doing stuff together, then we'll probably feel obliged to help you get what you need out of whatever. But at the same time, I feel like if you say a negative option like that, it's like, you know, to a guy who's like, I'm, you know, I want to be, you know, do this and I'll be on your team. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it's kind of like, I should just say, yeah, you know what? That's fair. And so it's like, sure, why not? Thank you, my friend, but this is a discussion for another day. We aren't ready to hit an Ares facility yet, and there's more intelligence to gather before we make our move anyway. When the time comes, I'll let you know. Yeah, I got a few more questions for you if you don't mind. Go ahead and ask. Let's talk about something else. What will you... Okay. Colleagues who stole your work. Tell me about them. They call themselves Taylor and Hardingham. He speaks through clenched teeth. Koshe drags a claw across the ground. You can hear the squeal of metal on metal. Those aren't their real names, of course. They shed their former identities when they left their old lives behind. And these two are in Hong Kong now, or what were they called when you worked with them back as Grisha Naviacore? I'd rather have more information. Doesn't matter. Those men are as dead to me as they are to the world. Well, colleagues no longer exist. Taylor and Hardingham are all that remain. They are targets now, nothing more. He idly brushes Koshi's armored chassis with the fingertips of his right hand. Oh, how wonderful it will be to find them. What a reunion we will have. This stolen research means more to you than money, doesn't it? Yes, much more. It was my life's work, and it was important. Reducing it to a bargaining chip was a deadly insult, both to me and to all those that who would benefit from my work. First one. How important can it be? Ah, piss. Well, it wasn't going to be able to get it anyway. Allow me to answer your question with a question. Are you familiar with the concept of transhumanism? The transformation of humanity as a species by technological means. Sure, if I'm not mistaken, we're already living in a transhumanist present. Yes, that's right. Transhumanism is no longer a philosophy, it is a fact. Look around you. Cybernetics are an important aspect of everyday life. Further, I would argue that the synthesis of man and machine is the crowning achievement of meta-humanity as a people. I'll go with you on that. In such a future, the capacity for unlimited self-repair would be indistinguishable from immortality. You can see then why the theft of my research came as such a blow. My former colleagues hadn't just stolen from me, they'd taken my contribution to the future of our species and reduced it to a bargaining chip. I get it, I'd be upset too. I was more than upset, my friend. I was livid. I still am. But all will be made right in the fullness of time. I've nothing if not a patient man. I can wait. He rises, brushes himself off. And with that, I'm afraid I'm going to have to bid you good night. I've taken enough of a break for one evening. There's still work to be done, and it would be lax of me to put aside any longer. Thanks, Ractor. It was interesting. He nods at you. Good night. All right. Let's go look in his room. Anything? Nothing. Then let's go up the stairs. Well, I'm going to drop yet another save. And over here is my optional, it's an optional mission. Get some rest. First, let's talk to Duncan. Let's talk to the whole team. It's important to talk to your team because you can unlock side missions. You enter Wu's cabin to find him moving through some sort of stretching routine. His muscles ripple as he flows tranquilly from one post to the next. You look different, Adam. Better, I hope. Sort of. It's like I flipped forward a few chapters instead of turning a page. I mean, you look like you, just not the you knew. Not the you I knew. I get it. You're you too, just a lot leaner. Lou looks down his torso, chuckles. Yeah, remember how Lockjaw used to make fun of my gut? He used to call me Dunkin' Donut. He smiles. His teeth are perfect. I guess I got tired of the whole running out of energy walking upstairs thing. Plus, I needed to slim down to get into the academy. And once I got off my ass and started exercising, you know, really exercising, I found out that I loved it. I don't. I don't. Swimming's the only thing I like a lot, and it's a lot of work to get that shit together. It's hard on me. I don't have a pool in my house. It's the focus, I guess. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to talk to anyone. All I have to do is concentrate on my form and count my reps. And no matter what happens after that, I've started my day by accomplishing something. So what about you? He gives you once over. How are you doing? Not too good, thinking about Raymond. I get that, me too. That's one of the reasons I'm moving through my routine. It helps me center myself. Still think he's alive? Maybe. Good enough for me. We keep running, keep looking. Picks up an ammo box and begins using it like a dumbbell. By the way, I gotta tell you, you're good at running this crew, Adam, but there's something I still don't completely understand. What do you get out of being a Shadowrunner? Neat! This is interesting. This is like what we had before when I had a conversation with Duncan and it's like, hey, I have a question for you. Establish a thing about your character for me. And it's like, now I have another way to establish who I am. That's kind of cool. I don't think freedom is my thing. Money's not my thing. Thrill's not my thing. Hurting people for money is not my thing either. I don't like any of those first 4 choices. I think it's 5. But even then, it's like, I'm going to commit to 5. Most people don't want to know how the sausage is made, because under the veneer, right? Shit's fucked up bad. You can see it right there from the outside. No need to look beneath the casing to see what's inside. You're not going to like it. And even if you're the type that needs to know, the type that can't help but look in the abyss, what do you get out of it? Odds are you get nothing but much shorter lifespan. The trade-off doesn't seem worth it to me. And at the end of the day, what are you? A Shadowrunner. Drink, a disposable asset. Sinless. Slithering through the cracks of society, doing jobs that are too dirty for the corpse to do themselves. You don't even appear on corporate balance sheet. Runners can be more than that. They can move their own agenda, fight the power. Never heard of a story where a Shadowrunner did something other than kill someone, steal something, or perpetrate some other sort of shady shit. Might refer you to the previous game. But good luck with that. Woo watches you waiting for you to say something. I want to talk about you and me. Yeah. I guess now's a good time as any. You start. You're not acting like the Duncan Wu I grew up with. What made you decide to become a cop? I need structure, bad. You know it better than anyone. I was already hardcore when we met, Mr. Ultraviolence. I'd do anything to get a rise out of the guys I was rolling with. Gouging eyes, inverting knees, curb stomping. Ugh. That shit got me cheers. I was like a pit fighter, bloodletting for the crowd, and I learned to enjoy it. I never learned how to block out the memories of their screams when I was lying in bed at night. The guilt started eating me alive. And then I was scared to be alone with my thoughts, so I tried to drown them out with all the things you do to drown things out with. With all the things that you drown things out with. Remember that you were pretty messed up when we met. He shakes his head sadly. Yeah, I was, but I got a lot better when I found a squad together. When we found a squad together, and even better later when we went to live with Ray. I was still a violent son of a bitch, but basically under control. That was because of you, Beej. You were the voice of reason and the brains. Me, the brains? Don't pretend you weren't the leader. You know how it was. When we ran the streets together, I was the muscle and you called the shots. You pointed and I hit. But later, after Ray got me some counseling, I realized I let you call the shots so that I wouldn't have to, because I knew that what I wanted was wrong. By following your lead, I was deflecting my own guilt onto you. I could just knock heads and walk away clean, you know? Don't look at me, I'm just doing what I'm told. And then you left. Without you there, I knew I was in serious trouble, the poster boy for anger management issues. Raymond could provide a stable environment, a decent therapist, money for prescriptions, but... You know Raymond, he's an egghead engineer with a philanthropic streak, not a drill sergeant, and a drill sergeant was what I needed. I needed structure and discipline in a way that he couldn't offer me. I needed a cage to keep myself in line. So I found myself a cage made of rules and procedures and training. Lone Star. Raymond helped me with the application and provided decent character reference. I got in and it helped a lot. Lone Star got me where I needed to be. And now it's all gone. And you're back. Seems like Carter's death hit you pretty hard. Wu continued stretching. Yeah, she was a good one. We were a real team. Joining Lone Star helped me in all sorts of important ways, no doubt about it. I really embraced being a cop. I studied my ass off, but no matter how hard I worked, I was never more than a model cop with a brutal streak. There are plenty of assignments that were perfect for a big, mean orc like me. Assignments that would have fed my need to hurt people. But I met Carter about a year in and she changed things. She talked about values and goals and priorities and constructing the life that you want to live. She was a real trip. She sounds wise. He pauses, stretching for a moment. Huh. Never thought about that word as a way to describe her. Wise. From an outside perspective, I guess you'd say that, but to me she was just grounded. She knew who she was, where she was going, and what got her there. Carter understood how the world worked, but compartmentalized it so she could focus on making a life for herself that made sense. She kept me focused. When Raymond asked me to meet him in Hong Kong, I had a feeling I was going to wind up going off the reservation if I didn't bring Carter along. And now she's gone. And here I am. You only took a step off the reservation. You can choose to step back, too. Well, that's hard to say now that you've lost your sin. Say you honor a memory by showing her how much you've learned. Wu's mouth drops open and he curves into a grin. He shakes his hand, still smiling. I'm sorry, did Adam Savadan just give me sage advice? Sounds like you did some growing up of your own. You've been waiting a long time to ask me about the night I left, haven't you? Who chuckles and hooks his thumbs in his belt. I guess I have, yeah. It's about what you were doing before you got thrown to that court facility. You said you had a friend who was in a bind, but that was all you could say. How'd it go? Let's just say we're not friends anymore and leave it at that. Whatever you say, Adam. Thinking about getting chromed up? With cyber? Oh my god, how many times are you going to ask me that? A couple dozen more times. You always have the best reactions. I have a feeling that the first answer always changes based on whatever your archetype is. I told you one time I was thinking about it when I was 13. It's like, you gonna get a tattoo yet? I'm not gonna pollute my body with that shit. You? I'm a shaman, Woo. We don't tend to go in for a lot of cybernetic augmentation. Yeah, I guess you got a point there. That's a good thing, by the way. Better to keep yourself whole and in touch with the world around you. I mean, I have magic, but I know that's true. You ever think about when we were kids? Begins moving through some sort of pattern. Might be Tai Chi. I try not to. What are you talking about exactly? Let's squat in the Barrens on Leary Way. Or time we moved with Raymond and Mrs. Maloney, the old gang, lockjaw, double tray. The squat in the Barrens. That least of all. We're not exactly talking about an idyllic youth here, Adam. Still, it was better than being on the streets. Sleeping in dumpsters, running from ghouls, fighting over scraps. Who stops moving, drifts off for a moment. Defending your territory. If we hadn't found that place on Leary, found Lockjaw and Doubletray, we probably wouldn't be here. Why were you thinking about back then? Just thinking about that thing DT used to say. Who returns to his patterns. He manipulates an imaginary soap bubble between his hands. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's how you beat the street. I remember. I remember Doubletray saying that. It was while we were living between the red-hot nukes and the 162s. Crazy half dwarf anarchists on one side and flesh-eating ghouls on the other. Those are the days you long for? It was you and me, Duncan. Those other guys are important. Nah, I know we're getting a lot of story here, obviously. 1 or 3. I don't like 2 at all. Long forward, I was just thinking it's the same as now as it was back then. I mean, it kind of isn't, though. Okay, he finds it weird. He's found it weird before when I've talked about him and me. He's like, this is weirdly, this doesn't seem right coming from you. But now he's starting to warm up to the idea that I'm actually thinking about him and me more. And if I'm trying to build this relationship with him, I feel like answer 3's more of that. And it really underlines what I'm thinking about, as opposed to be saying, no, it's just thinking it's the same as now as back then. Because when you say it's the same now as it was back then, it's not as... it was not as straightforward. Like... to stop looking at the chat all the time for this. I don't want to let your guys' choices you made in your games influence how I do in my game. I'm trying to play this as if I was like playing it on my own as much as I can, because I don't want to feel like I'm if I was playing this at home, I'd probably have a walkthrough open next to me and I'd be going through stuff just to be like, am I missing something? Do I need to do something else here? What do I do to open up all the things? Because I want to do all the things, right? But I do kind of want to play this in a way where I don't have to have a walkthrough open. I already had to open one just to be like, the Steven Dynamite thing. I'm like, I need to ensure that whatever it is that I ask him, that if I accidentally click on the wrong thing, I don't have to go back. And it's just like, you're just doing the first Steven Dynamite conversation to just open up that conversation with him to get him thinking about stuff. No matter how you do it, it sounds like you always get him moving forward. That's what that's about. It's just tripping the flag of you're actually having this conversation with him. So I was like, okay, Christ, that's good. I can just move through that and that's okay. And then I had to close that walkthrough as fast as I could so it wouldn't spoil things, and you still end up seeing things. And I'm just kind of like, okay, just don't think about that. Play the game you want to play it, you know? Pick Etiquette Shadowrunner. That's what you're going to do. So, yeah. You and me, Duncan. His raspy baritone fills the space between you, bridges it. I like that. Survive and watch each other's backs. Yeah, I know. What did you think about the last run? Man, remember that Megatrid movie we stuck into the one time, the one where the mummy took over Chicago? Terror Reborn? Yeah, that was an old favorite. He nods. That's the one. Completely freaked me out. I slept with the dumpster lid shut for a week. What a pleasure it was to go on a run that brought back such hideous memories. Jesus Christ. Still can't believe that you made the deal with that thing. I mean, it was a mummy, Adam. You don't make deals with mummies. He cradles his head in his hands. Fuck, I can't even believe I just said that. Alright, it's a mummy, Adam. You don't make deals with mummies, Adam. Always remember that. It's giving Adam such good advice. I didn't know that Shadowrunners dealt with crap like this. Can't say I'm a fan, Adam. Not even a little bit. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Now let's talk later. Alright. Oh, wait. What? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? What? Huh? We're gonna talk later. What? Huh? Yeah, later would be good. Don't get me wrong, catching it was nice, but I'm not used to being as social as this. It's one of the reasons why it's so nice to work under Carter. We both appreciated long silences. If he'd rather I didn't come by anymore. I mean, he's talking about Carter. Maybe it's kind of like I need to reference her. Sorry, man. She seemed like good people. It's all good. She's gone, and I've accepted that. It's just been a big day is all. Anyway, good talk. I'll catch up with you later. Isabelle. Isabelle's jacked into the octopus. Her body sits inert, her breathing shallow. As you approach, an image blossoms onto the largest of the octopus's view screens. Hello down there, it's good to see you again. She smiles down at you from the monitor, her outline scintillating with blue-white light. She looks peaceful, at ease. You really feel at home in the Matrix, don't you? You look happy in there. Suppose I am? It's a comfort thing. As long as I'm jacked in, I can be whoever I want to be. Whatever I want to be. Out there in meat space, I usually feel uncomfortable in my own skin. The avatar opposite you, lopsided smile. I'd probably just live in here if I could. I've heard about Deckers who tried it, never turned out well. Dehydration's a bad way to go. I know, I know. And of course I was joking, but truth be told, I do spend most of my time out there wishing I was back in here. If you were Decker, you'd feel the same. It's hard to live in a cage of meat when you know how sweet it is it feels to leave your body behind. Nice avatar, it's a good look on you. Isn't it? Spent months customizing this avatar. She feels more real to me than in my own skin. She pauses for a moment, considering, then her avatar shimmers forward, filling the screen. A slight frown crosses her face. You know, Beach, I've been thinking about the question you asked me a little while back, the one about the walled city. The avatar fidgets. The one that I dodged. You don't have to make a big thing about it. Didn't feel like a dodge to me. Don't have to make a big thing out of it, Isabel. It's fine. It isn't, though. Not really. I cheated you out of an answer that I owed you. Nice. Nice. Yes. For what it's worth, I wasn't trying to do that. It's just talking about the walled city is problematic for me. I understand I grew up in the Barrens. I know how hard it is to talk about this stuff. No, it isn't that. I'm not explaining myself correctly. It isn't that I'm tortured by bad memories or anything like that. The problem is that I can't remember my childhood. The walled city, that entire chapter of my life, is nothing but a blur to me. I can give you general information about life on the inside, but the specifics of my own experience are gone. What do you mean gone? Do you have amnesia or something? Something like that. Avatar fidgets on the screen. There were a variety of factors in play. The upshot of all this is there are things that I can tell you about, but only a few, and only in bold strokes. Don't expect any personal stories. I couldn't share them even if I wanted to. So that's okay with you. If you can be satisfied with trivia and urban legends, then we can talk. Just say the word. Otherwise, well, at least now you know why. How'd you lose your childhood memories? I'd rather not go into it, it's personal. Suffice it to say, I've never missed them. At least not until now. If you want to talk about it, I'm a good listener. Great, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, tell me some things about the walled city. Anything would help. Alright. The avatar licks its lips, nods. I can do that. Isabel's avatar turns, begins to pace the screen. Where she steps, spider webs of light spread out across the tiled ground of the octopus's sculpted matrix hub. When I think of the walled city, the thing that stands out the most in my mind is the legends, the mythology of the place. If I hadn't lived with them, I might have found those stories fascinating. The scintillating figure turns to you on the screen. Did you know that Kowloon Walled City is supposed to be cursed? That's what the locals believe. We had ghost stories and everything. Just like every place has ghost stories. Spirits are real, Isabel. Sure. Not the ones that we talked about. Oh, Christ, another... Fine, whatever. It's not stopping me from doing things, but yeah. Not the ones that we talked about. Our stories didn't concern city spirits or spirits of man or any other known supernatural phenomena. We had our own homegrown legends about demons from another place, imaginary monsters that haunted the walled city. The Yama Kings. So I can't do that. Tell me whatever you can about those things. Maybe just wait. The walled city is possessed by demons? No, not really. It'd probably be easiest to think of the Yama Kings as urban legends, our own little pantheon of monsters and morality tales. Tall tales about things with claws to frighten ourselves with at night. The stories are still clear in my mind, even after everything that happened. Everyone in the walled city believed them. You can get out of the walled city if you make a deal with Fu Mang. Cut the hearts from the 44 people closest to you and bring them to him. He will reward you with riches. Don't go under that arch or Qian Ya will catch you. The avatar grabs the air, its hands leaving glowing trails as they move. She'll rip out your teeth, tie your tongue in a knot, and make you her slave for eternity. We had Qi Xiang, our own homegrown judge of souls. People would let themselves be flayed alive in hopes he would reawaken them in a better life. And we had Lam Vi, the Ebony Queen, who'd teach you to hide so well that you'd slowly mutate into a cockroach. Wow. The avatar cocks his head, smirking a dismissive gesture. It's all bullshit, of course, but everyone in the walled city believed it. If everyone believed in these things, maybe they're real. She shakes her head. No, they can't be. If they were, the body count in the walled city would be a lot higher. The Yama Kings are just a fiction that my parents and neighbors invented to excuse their own actions. I can't get ahead because demons are keeping me down. It's almost embarrassingly transparent when you really look at it. Lam Vi turning people into cockroaches? It's just a Kafka-esque trope layered onto a morality tale. Qi Xiang? He's just Anubis with a different coat of paint. You know that archway that I mentioned? The one that Qian Ya was supposed to haunt? I knew someone who found it. There's nothing on the other side but concrete. It's all superstitious drivel, Beej. The misery in the walled city isn't the fault of demons or devils. We created it and we perpetuate it. We blamed made-up monsters for our own failings. There's nothing more pathetic than that. What about the shared dreams? How do you explain those away? Or it sounds like less you're trying to convince me than does you're trying to convince yourself. Nah, I don't think that's the first one's true. I think the second one is more a thing. I don't know, mass psychosis or maybe something magical's going on, but it isn't them. They aren't real. They can't be. Anyway, that's enough for now, huh? I'm sure that gives you plenty to chew on. My obligation to give you an answer is satisfied, I think, so let's talk about something else. Anything else that might help us? I don't know, maybe I'll put some thought into it. The avatar pauses, turns away. After a moment, Isabel's voice pours through the trio speakers. So maybe I do have an idea. Are you open to taking on more work? Of course, sending me new job offers all the time. This wouldn't be work for Auntie Chang. Think of this as a side gig you'd be doing for me. I think I've got a line in some software that could help us. I can't get to it on my own, though. It's a two-person job at least. Yo, Christ, we're unlocking her side mission already? What kind of software? Kind of hard to explain. Be easier for me to just show you, but trust me, it'll help. I have the run all planned out already. I've done the legwork. I know location of the target. Just say the word and I'll send everything I have into the mission computer. You can look it over, weigh it, and decide what you want to do. Alright, deal. Send the file. Isabel Avatar closes his eyes for a moment, then opens them with a smile. Done. You'll find the pertinent documents waiting in your inbox. If you decide to accept the mission, just check the box in the message documentation, and it'll ping my comm link automatically. Alright, can't wait to find out what this is all about. I'm sure the briefing I sent you will satisfy your curiosity, Beach. Trust me. This is a good job with a solid plan behind it. You'll see as soon as you've read it. And speaking of which, you should go do that right now. Say no more, I'll go check it out. Fantastic. Can't wait to hear what you think. That's so awesome. Anything else? Got around to reading it yet. Oh yeah, you haven't accepted job vacancy. Is there a problem? Oh well, in that case, please read it soon. I really think this job's a good idea. It won't have any noticeable impact on the work we're doing for Kindly Chang. It's a win-win scenario for us. We just need to go do it. So you're back. What do you do for you? Any thoughts about the last run? Nope. Sorry, Jackie. The octopus is how I relax after a long day of work. Some people go to sports bars or strip clubs. I do this. As a rule, I don't spoil my leisure with shop talk. But we're already talking shop, aren't we? It's the difference between the job and our lives. It's after hours and I don't want to talk about work. So if you wouldn't mind changing the subject, she let this sentence hang. I've got to go. Sure, drop by anytime if you want to talk about things that have nothing to do with work. Gobbit, yeah. Actually, washroom. Please enjoy a commercial break. I'll be back shortly. Also, you take a break too. That's very important. There's even going to be a thing coming up in chat to tell you about that. Cool. Welcome back. Just took a look around while I was out to see if there's anything I had to clean up or put away. Actually, I should have done the stretch before I came back. That's fine. We're back now. You are joining me, Beej, on Play It Forward on the Loading Ready Run Network, running on Twitch.tv. We are playing Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. For people who are wondering, my character is this dude right here, Adam Savadan, also street name is Beej. A male elf who is cramming everything into charisma. I wanted to do a max etiquette run. I've never got to do that before. I have a lot of money to spend. Holy shit. So we're going to go with cramming as much into charisma as we possibly can. And then, only then, concentrate on putting something into body. Because I want to stay alive as well. Or maybe we'll split things in different directions. But yeah, right now we've got corporate security gang and Shadowrunner etiquettes. I'm missing socialite and academic. We'll see how that works. I'm not sure you can buy etiquette like through Linguasoft or whatever the hell they call that stuff. I'm not sure you can actually do that. But it'd be interesting. But yeah, that's why we picked Elf, because Elf has max charisma, maximum in the game, and then you can also, the last etiquette you get is when you pick up your final one. So anyway, we're here talking with Gobbit, and I just unlocked Isabel's side mission, which I'm super excited about, which I kind of just want to go do that instead of doing the other missions, and maybe we'll do that, but... Anyway, Gobbit looks up at you from a dented tin of oysters at the sound of your approach. Her rat's madness and folly scurry from her hips up to her shoulders. Two sets of beady red eyes fix themselves on you. So I also noticed there was all the art talks about, shows a black rat or a brown rat. But then also there was a mention earlier, because she has two rats, Madness and Folly, and mentioned that at least only one of them was a white rat. I don't remember if both of them got mentioned as white rats or not. So maybe that's why one of them's drawn as a black rat, and we can assume that's okay. Because if they're both white rats, then obviously, yeah. But I was like, maybe it's okay because only one of them's a white rat, the other one's a black rat. I don't know. But anyway. Hopefully, as Richard says, hopefully we can unlock Gobbit's side mission as well. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. Stoffer, I wouldn't say I'm cramming, but you see how much etiquette I can cram into this elf. Let us move forward with this long conversation. Hey, Beej, oyster? She spears a gray lump of seafood with a fingernail, extends it to you. It smells like low tide at a municipal pier. Sure, why not? You pop the rubbery wad of flesh in your mouth and chew. An explosion of lukewarm brine is your reward. Good, right? Half repressed memories of dumpster diving the Baron's dance and merry jig in your brain as the mangled oyster slides down your throat. Yeah, delicious. I wouldn't go that far, but it's seafood. It is made of soy. That makes it good in my book. She tilts back the tin, drains the remaining juice, and then flicks it into the overflowing bin at her side. So, what do you need? How do you like life here in the Bolt Hole? It's fine. Shaping up. Having new roomies is always nice. She smiles. How are you enjoying your cabin? Comfy enough for you? She doesn't seem to, like... I mean, it's only been about a day since her friends got gunned down, but I guess she's kind of coping. It's better in some places. I squad back in the Barrens. Give her some information about ourselves. I've heard stories about the Redmond Barrens, she said. Sounds like a real winner of a place. Kowloon isn't any better, of course, but at least our little slice of home is safe. If you'll take the bolt hole over the Barrens any day, or just having a mob boss on her side. I think the first one. Feel the first one, because it gets us talking about that. Yeah, handy. Auntie Chang is definitely that. She half frowns. Don't know if I'd say she's on our side, though. Why? She's helping us. She puts back her voice, goes brick. Look, let's change the subject if you don't mind. I'd rather not think about that old woman right now. Bolt hole's a pretty mediocre name for a ship. Ever considered changing it? Yeah, sure. Considered a bunch of times. I never really cared enough to actually do it, though. She shrugs. You want to call it something else? I'm open to it. Holy shit, I can just rename the boat? The Big Texas. I want a strong name. How about the Defiance? The Revenge feels appropriate. Dowager Empress. Dowager Empress sounds so good. Wow. I don't know about Kraken. That seems a little, I feel like bad luck. The Big Texas. That's what we're calling her. Tell me you don't love it. Bolty McBoltface. Jesus Richards. I wish that had been an option, though, but I think people would just pick that because they'd be like, yeah, that sounds stupid. Dowager Empress. I mean, for Hong Kong as well, being spending, what was it, 97, 99 years as a British, not an enclave, but anyway, as British property, but oh, this sucks because I want to rename it. I don't know. I don't like Revenge. I don't like Defiance. I like Kraken or Dowager Empress, and I really like Dowager Empress. Let's just do that. She'll probably laugh. Yeah, sure, I guess. She nods thoughtfully. What the hell? Let's roll with it. The Dowager Empress she is. I can rename it if I want to. Oh my god. Okay, teach me to be a better Shadowrunner. I'm here to collect. Still remember that, do you? Huh. Just to sort of assume you laughed that off. No dice was a mentor. You offered, now pay up. She straightens. Okay, how about this? I'll tell you a story about a run gone bad. You tell me what you've done when in the runner's place, and we'll compare notes in your answer. How does that sound? You tell me you're the teacher here, remember? Right, sounds good. Of course it does. So that's what we'll do. She sweeps a tangled rope of hair out of her eyes and back over one pointed ear. After a moment of silent contemplation, she bites her lip and nods. Okay. So this is a story from early in my career. I was part of a team here in Hong Kong, but I did some occasional moonlighting for another group based out of Macau. I was a busy kid. Early in your career? So you were like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. Who's on the team? Anyone I might know? No, she's teaching me. I'm going to let her be the teacher. Go on. The job was a hit on this tower. Sort of a TRID multiplex / apartment complex. I'm sure they got it in Seattle too, you know the kind. 7 huge screens, monster concession stand, coffin apartments on top like barnacles in a whale. I lived in one for a while. Every time they'd show an action movie, the walls would shake. I love that. Oh, that's so, that sounds awesome. She nods. Yeah, that'll happen. Our client wanted us to break into one of the apartments. The story was that an ex of hers, a guy named Boggs, lived there. She'd been cooped up with him until about a week prior, then things went sour in a big way. She wanted us to get back some things that Boggs kept when he kicked her out. Scare the shit out of him, bloody him up a bit, make it look like a robber. You know the drill. Standard smash and grab that. Yeah, it's a pretty bush league gig, but the pay was decent enough. Not the sort of thing you'd turn down. So anyway, Sibilance, that was our group leader, had a plan. We knew that we had to go in quiet because the Metroplex had a panic system wired directly to the HKPF. If we'd gone in shooting, we'd be drowning in cops within 10 minutes. Jesus, another academic. Oh my god. Sib thought that we could maybe take advantage of the apartment's terrible soundproofing and kick in Boggs' door when the movie got loud. We'd camp out near his doorway, wait for the ceiling to start raining plaster, and then smash our way with his neighbors none the wiser. I want to read that again. So, camp out near his doorway, wait for the ceiling to start raining plaster, and smash our way with the neighbors none the wiser. Doesn't sound like a bad plan. Well, it had the virtue of being simple, I'll give it that. But still, it didn't stop things from going the way that they did. So we waited in the hall just like siblings planned. We had a guy in the elevator number the stairs. I was waiting by the floor's communal kitchen. Sib took up a position by the door. She had these cyber legs that she dumped a ton of Nuyen into. Hydraulic jacks, strength enhancements, the works. Girl could probably leg press a dump truck. I mean... No matter how strong your legs are, the rest of your body has to also be able to work with that. So unless her legs and her hips and most of the other stuff would work with those things... I mean, when you're just walking up, that's one thing, but yeah, anyway. Come to think of it, most of her plans involve kicking things. There's something a little sad about that. If that was her thing, I wouldn't question or just focus gobbet. Focus gobbet, yeah. Right, the story, right. So he'd heard a boom from downstairs, felt the wall shake with a reverb. Sib wheeled back and gave the door a massive kick, just as she'd planned. From where I was standing, couldn't really see what happened next. I could hear a massive crack as her boot slammed into Duraplast. The door flew off its hinges. Exploded off might be a more accurate phrase. A second later, we heard an ungodly crash. There was a moment of silence, and Sibbet let out this little gasp. The apartment was in shambles. It looked like a hurricane had hit it. Everything was trashed. Everything but the door, which was miraculously still in one piece. Remember, this was a coffin apartment. It wasn't much wider than the door was to begin with. And Boggs, well, what was left of him was under the door, too. Oh, that didn't turn out well. Yeah, it wasn't good. Boggs was dead, and the stuff we'd been sent there to recover had been smashed to bits, and then the building alarm went off. So that's the situation. Our payday is smashed. My temporary teammates are all standing around with stupid looks on their faces. The cops are coming. I'm staying by the kitchen. She plants her hands on her hips, smiling. What would you have done in my place? Ooh, this is good. So my options are, your group was in trouble. I'd have rallied with them, tried to help them fight their way past the cops and out. Siblings created the situation. You weren't even a part of her team. You were subcontracting. I'd have cut and run. Damage control. I'd have looked for blackmail material to protect myself from a soon-to-be angry client, or I'd have tried to improvise. Was there anything in the kitchen you could use to resolve the situation? So she's standing by the communal kitchen. That's where she is. Looking for blackmail material seems difficult. So no matter what... Okay, 2 is no good. I would never do that. It's like, you came here with a group of people intending to carry out a plan. The plan goes completely off the rails. If you try to just cut and run and leave, you're on your own. If you run into trouble, there's no reason for anybody else to help you. You might get yourself caught by the cops and act as a distraction, and that's no good, because it would mean that everybody else just gets away and leaves you to go down with it. So you have to stick together. There's, no honor among thieves, except when you're all in the situation together, you kind of got to make it work. So rallying with them is not a bad idea. Damage control sounds like a good idea. Like, it's the thing that I would have done. I mean, I am an improviser. Maybe I improvise. Also, this is a question, as opposed to the other ones which are like, straight up, I know what to do. This gets me more information. Good thinking. As it happens, there was, and I knew just what to do with it. The thought popped into my head, and I just went with it. She taps her temple with a smile. That's a lesson to remember, Beej. The first answer that you come up with is always the best one you're going to have, so just roll with it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't hesitate. Just act. You'll live longer that way. This game doesn't work like that. I like that she didn't say what it was. Just that I thought of that, I did a thing, it worked out. I'm like, okay, got it. Now, when I think crowded theater, I think place where you can't shout fire because it'll cause a panic. And then I thought, cops don't charge into burning buildings, they help people get out of them. And as it happened, I happen to have the means to create real, genuine fire sitting right across from me, a pair of industrial ovens. You set the building on fire? I encouraged it to burn. Jesus Christ. Opened the gas vents wide, set the range on a timer, and motored back into the hallway. The others had started arguing amongst themselves. I told them to snap out of it and follow me down to the lobby. We had to clear the hallway before an errant spark took the whole floor out. Woof. Unfortunately, the rest of the group wouldn't listen. Sib and the rest of her team were too busy arguing about the relative merits of her let's kick things really hard and see what happens tax system to want to do anything with me. I shouted back to them the kitchen was going to explode and continued down the hallway. Just like I'd planned, I got out of that run in one piece. So did every single one of the people in that multiplex. My fire plan worked beautifully. If the rest of the team had listened to me, they might have gotten out of the building too. Oh, son of a bitch. Kind of a bummer that they didn't, but at least the run turned out well for me. How? Well, I couldn't collect any pay because the run had been a disaster, but after the explosion I got to ride in the front of the fire truck and they gave me cookies and a blanket. I wound up dating one of those firemen a few weeks later. All things considered, it could have got a lot worse. Oh! Who are you? Oh. Oh, MTV CDM. Is Gobbet actually Heather? Yes, my wife. I now have in-game waifu. Jesus Christ. Gobbet claps her hands together, rubs them, a satisfied look on her face. So, Beej, the laughter disappears from her voice and her expression goes serious. It's like somebody flipped a switch. Suddenly the look in her eyes is shrewd, calculating. Tell me, what was the moral of the story? What lesson was I trying to convey? If it's not, fire solves all problems. I really desperately want to be fire solves all problems, but I think go with your gut. I really want it to be. This is who she is. If that's who she is, I should just give it to her. Okay. Me playing at home, I have to pick option 2. Me playing here, and for the benefit of the audience, we pick option 3. Well, that's a lesson, I guess. I wouldn't say that I agree with it, but that's your major takeaway then. She frowns. I think they've just learned an important lesson about you. I was trying to teach you that you should trust your impulses. Unless those impulses involve burning things indiscriminately, then you should maybe question them. But in general, it's better to act than it is to stand around thinking about your next move, especially after the run has already gone sideways. See? I was right. If you get caught up in your own head, agonizing over past mistakes, well, don't be surprised if you wind up dead. A kitchen fire can take you down as easily as a cops bullet if you stand around and let it. Are you certain that siblings the rest of the Macau team are dead? She shrugs. They weren't with me when I got evacuated with the rest of the moviegoers. I never saw them leave the building, and I haven't heard from them since. I guess it's possible that somebody made it, but I don't really run in those circles anymore. Odds are good that if anyone from the Macau team did survive, they'd have died off by now from sheer incompetence. Shadowrunning is an unforgiving business. You don't get to make too many mistakes. Did any of this stuff actually happen, or you just make it up for my benefit? Beej, I'm hurt. It all went down exactly as I said it did. Except for... She paused. Except for a couple of embellishments here or there. But if they make it a better story, artistic license and all that. Gobbet leans back and stifles a yawn. Madison followed a dart up to her left shoulder and locked their beady eyes on you. Hate to break it to you, kiddo, but I'm beat. It's been a long day. Lesson's over for now. We'll pick it back up next time. So you're calling kiddo. I'm older than you are. Yeah, whatever. She makes a brushing motion with her fingers. Scurry along now. Your mentor needs her rest. Oh, man. She is great. You guys are right. All right. Let's get some sleep. It is almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to have some sleep. I'm going to get up and do... Wait. Isabel said that this is a thing I need to read right now. I hate the feeling that there might be time-limited things. I don't think there are. For people who have played the game, and just for people who play the game, if you can tell me... if I don't do Isabel's thing right now, do I miss out on that? Basically, are there any things in the game that really are time-limited? And just a vague thing of, yes, there are some things, or no, I haven't run to a single thing that's time-limited. That kind of helps, too. Because we're just going to learn things. We didn't do everything, but... Malady Dark, you should buy this game. This is, if you like this style of thing, if you like an XCOM strategy thing as well, I don't know if you watched the previous streams or not, but... The Shadowrun games are quite good, and they are, I think, currently still on sale. And I would say start with the first one. Start with Shadowrun Returns. It is apparently the weakest of the three, but it's still fun. And I had a great time playing it. And Dragonfall just got way better, and I have a complete playthrough of that, me trying to do my best with my character as like a do everything Decker Street Samurai, whatever. Dragonfall was rad. And this has been very good so far, and I'm really pleased with it. Check your inbox. Job offer from Isabel. A vid. She stares into the camera, her eyes full of intensity. Oh, it's actually her. Okay. If you're watching this, you decided to listen to my job offer. That's a good thing. I wasn't convinced that you would. Our target is a local Decker, a formal Wampoan. In the Matrix, his handle is Rhombus. He has the software that we need. Unfortunately, he's unassailable from the Matrix, and nobody knows where he lives in meat space, but I know where he's going to be. There's an event coming up that Rhombus can't afford to miss. He might already be on his way there. As you're reading this message, Deckers from all over Asia, white hat and black hat, alike, are converging on the Harbor Spires Hotel. Sorry, that wasn't because of that. That was just I needed to slow down my talking. This year, Harbor Spires is hosting DeckCon, Hong Kong's largest annual decking convention. Excuse me. There's only one time-sensitive event. Thank you very much. Rhombus is going to be there. So that means most of these are not going to be, but there might be just one thing that I have to concern myself with. So I'll keep that in mind. Rhombus is going to be there. It gives us an opportunity. We're going to hit the convention, find him in meat space, and get the software away from him, and we're going to do it quietly. Enclosed, you'll find a copy of the plan that I've worked out for the run, presented in bullet point format. Everything should be fairly straightforward. Isabel's image winks off the screen, replaced by blinking cursors. You watch the screen begins to fill with lines of simple instructions. I'll provide you and one other runner of your choice with visitor passes for the convention. I will proceed ahead of you using my own guest badge. I will hide in the women's lavatory on the first floor. You will enter via the kitchen and procure me a uniform from the catering staff. Please be sure the uniform is size 4. We will rendezvous. I will change the uniform, and using it, I will infiltrate the administrative wing on the 6th floor. You will proceed to the convention hall and await further instructions. Using the admin computer, I will identify Rhombus via his guest registration form. Once I have done this, I will alert you via comlink. I will upgrade your badge to VIP status, granting you access to the VIP wing of the hotel. Okay, just straight up right then being like, I'm going to hack the HackerCon to give you VIP status. You'd think that they'd have things against that, whatever. You will tell Rhombus that he has been granted VIP status and offer to escort him to a complimentary hotel room. You will escort him to a room that I designate and hold him there. I will jack out of the Matrix and make my way from the admin wing to your room. We will intimidate Rhombus, beat the tar out of him until he gives us the software. Oh, that sounds like a job for... Oh. Well, we'll figure it out. We will tie and gag Rhombus and stuff him into a storage closet. We will not be gentle. It's okay if he starts crying. Actually, please, prioritize this. I want to see tears. Software in tow. We will make our escape. The glowing text fades and Isabel winks back onto the screen. See? Simple plan. Just like I said, we should be able to get through without firing a shot. So will you do it? Help me get the software I need? I will take that run. Absolutely. The pre-recorded footage of Isabel winks off the screen in real-time feed and Matrix capture places. Excellent. New account on you. Satellite Beach. This is going to be fun. I have 0 unread messages. View all active jobs. There's those. Yeah, I feel like taking Duncan is not a bad idea. What's weird is that I kind of also feel like I feel like in a way taking Ractor to DeckCon would be fun too, because he would also have he'll have a data jack. I don't know if Duncan has a data jack or not. I think he does, but anyway. Pyre Hand, I have, not only have I played Dragonfall, I have done it on Beej's backlog. And if you want to watch my run, which takes months, I played it once a week, 3 hours a week, so it took a while to get through it. But if you want to watch it, it's on the Loading Ready Live VOD collection YouTube that we have, I'm pretty sure. I would go check it out there. Yeah, this is an opportunity. Like the Dragonfall ones are side missions are you and the person that wants to go with you. This is a thing where it's like you and Isabel and one other person get to go, and I think that's a very interesting idea. So we'll walk away from the computer. And it doesn't feel like any of these are just going to disintegrate. We have an hour remaining. I am going to... Oh yeah, Lightning Bro. So we used to have a series of other streams before the streams that we have currently, and among them was things like House of Stark. We all got them, like Heather's handhelds. Horner. Cameron had a Swiftly Tilting Cameron. There was Kathleen Saves the World. Paul's was Things on My Stream, I believe, when he did that. Still does the Things on My Stream, I think. Whatever. Anyway, and I had, there was others, and I had Beach's Backlog, which was me playing all of the stuff I had left in my backlog that I never really got around to, and I remember who it was, and I forget the name. I hate that, because it's like I don't remember it all, but someone, I wanted to play Shadowrun Returns, so I believe I did, and then someone was like, if you like this, you like Dragonfall. God, when I picture the name, I think either it had angel or white or something that was like those kind of things in it, like winter or whatever, but I can't remember who it was, but they were very, wait, was it Varvolf? Maybe that's why I'm thinking of that. Somebody was like, you need to try Dragonfall, and bought me a copy of Dragonfall, and I was like, you know, normally I play stuff in my backlog, but now that I own a copy of Dragonfall, I guess that's in my backlog. And it was very good. I had a great time playing it. So we have an hour left to run a run. I'm hoping that's going to be a fairly straightforward run, and it seems pretty good. So let's see here. I also need to go talk to Kindly. If I go talk to Kindly, does that... I wonder if that queers some of the stuff I'm doing, or if it's really like, I should take care of this now. I should probably take care of it now. Ah, there's your friend, Dr. Shen Yang. Let's talk to him. A rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light glints from the heavy gold chains that hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal and has been contorted into a rough approximation of a New York accent. Pleased to meet you. Cheng was kind enough to arrange his little sit-down between us. He extends a slab-like hand for you to shake. You can call me Dr. Shen Yang. Pleased to meet you, I'm Beach. His grip is as soft as his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless ham. Damn it. You share a long, uncomfortably flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. I'm looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. I know I said full voices, but fuck it. I can kind of do this accent. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself or have some of my friends see to it, but it's kind of delicate, you know? My guys had been noticed before they made any headway on my problem, so I figure, hey, I hire contractors all the time. Might as well get some contractors of a different stripe. Tell me about your problem. Lasting friendships made through favors exchanged. I'm all ears. I like that. I run a little film studio, Southern Crown Films. We mostly do trid work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space Mongols from the Moon, The Flavor of Pomegranates, Ultimate Kill Squad. No, but I like the son of Ultimate Kill Squad. How much killing do they do? Yeah, sure, why not? He offers you a chip-tooth grin. A lot. There's this one scene where two trolls gang up on an elf and they... Well, I don't want to spoil it, but believe me, it's glorious. I'll send a copy over to Cheng so you can take a look. Anyway, there's this other guy in the industry, and we've been butting heads since day one. Name's Neville Ma. He runs Yellow Spring Studios. No matter what I do, I can't shut him out of the biz. He always manages to get one over on me, steal my stars. He's been running me into the ground with his show called Promises in Moonlight. The star's a girl named Penelope Wong. New talent, but the viewers have been going nuts over her. She's the show's linchpin. Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk. A semi comes out of nowhere and pow! Wrecks his fancy new Eurocar Westwind. Bad luck for Neville, good luck for me. I figure, hey, that's the end of him for the year, and I start planning some new stuff he can't compete with from inside a hospital. You follow me so far? Let me guess, you found a way to compete from the hospital. No, worse, the bastard is out of the hospital. He's back in the game, bringing out season 2 of Promises in Moonlight. I need that show off the air one way or another, and that, my friend, is where you come in. Already? That's strange. Tell me about it. He should have been in the hospital for at least 3 months. And in physical therapy a lot longer. Only took him like a week to get out. Couldn't freaking believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means that one of two things is going on. Neville could have found himself a silent partner, someone willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think it's likely, but it could have happened. If it ain't that, the smart money says that he's been skimming off the top of Yellow Spring's earnings and not reporting it to the other shareholders. And you want me to look into that? Or no, don't make assumptions. Just tell me how I fit into this. I need you to go get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days to search his computer, closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's got to be something incriminating in there. Where is this penthouse? Neville lives in the Repulse Bay. It's this real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong Island. Excuse me. Yeah, I should have made a save before this. By the bay with the same name. I haven't been able to get anyone in to poke around his apartment because security is too tight. Lucky for you, though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and the restaurant and balcony and such. He's celebrating the second season launch of his show, and everyone's going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Going to make a real snarl for the building security. You might also want to hit up the party if you can bluff your way in. Everyone close to Neville will be there, and most of them are 3 sheets to the wind by the time you get there. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt that I need. Just remember, if you go to that party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle. Should be safe enough. There'll be nobody in the biz out there with that name, so nobody asks any questions about how your work's going. Can you just make a better show? Fuck. Charisma, Beach. Charisma. Hit the apartment, hit the party, dig up blackmail information on Neville Mall. Sounds easy enough. Oh, yeah. Cheng talked you up when I approached her with the job. Given what she told me, this job should be cake. Now, the blackmail material is what I need more than anything, but if you can get Penelope Wong out of her contract, I'll pay you extra, got it? I want that star power on my side. One last thing, I don't want you starting a scene while you're there. You interrupt his party, make a mess, or trash his apartment, I'm not paying you. We clear on that? Why the concern? If you're gonna hamstring me, I want to know why. Because it's gauche, and I can't have Ma knowing I'm after him. In my business, everybody's got dirty tricks, but if you make it public, you're using them? Draws a finger across his throat. That's it! My career's as dead as the People's Republic of China. No one will work for or with me ever again, so don't embarrass me, eh? Got a reputation important, make sure that yours remains intact. Glad to hear it. Listen, you do this for me, I'll make sure you're not the only paid well, but also tell my friends that you come highly recommended. Sound like you don't deal with Shadowrunners much. Shadowrunners, Moonlight Prancers, who gives a crap? I got money and a job, and I don't care who does it as long as the price is right. What's more, I got a lot of friends around town, and a lot of them run in your circles, too. So what, we got a deal? You gonna do it? We have a deal. Good man, that's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Cheng a line. I'll come meet you back here, and I'll hand over the money. All right, so we got so many things we can do now, including get some rest. I think I'll put a save down, actually, like a proper save down. And we already talked to Kindly earlier, I think. I don't think I need to talk to her again. Appears to be nearing the end of a harsh exchange with Strangler Bao, who's listening intently. So you tell a little pustule that Auntie Cheng isn't fucking happy, you get it? Not happy at all. Don't tell him I'm displeased. Don't tell him I didn't take it well. I didn't take it well. She slams her shot glass on the table. Tell him that I'm extremity chopping mad. And if he doesn't want what happened to Yi to happen to him, he better get his head and his ass wired together and get me that payment today. She raises an eyebrow. Was that message clear enough, Mr. Bao? Yes, Mrs. Cheng. Mrs. Cheng. Oh, yeah. I'll explain things to him in terms he can understand. Bao steps back and becomes a meat statue once again. Cheng's voice turns treacle sweet when she sees you waiting for her. Ah, newly minted Shadowrunner. How are you taking to your new role, Beach? Like a duck to water, Auntie. I had no doubt, my sweet. I have a nose for talent. How is Mr. Gun Show doing with his new life? He's doing just fine, Auntie. Very good, my dear, very good. She smiles. Was there something specific you came to see me about? Ooh, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Any word on the plastic-faced man? Picks up a mahjong towel, tosses it in a pile in the center of the table. Not yet. He's elusive, clearly a man who knows how to stay out of the public eye. But I have my network working I have my network running, working day and night to find him, and I still have some favors I can call in if need be. I'll find him. It's only a matter of time. There's some good news as well. One of my people's managed to tap the communications of the HKPF Special Duties Unit. If any word of our plastic-faced friend or Raymond Black crosses their door, I'll be the first to know it. For now, go about your business. I'm sure that more work will come your way any moment. I'll contact you when there is news. We're done talking to her. Hang on. There's nothing else I can do in this room. And we leave. Okay. I think I have everything I need to make this work. Let's just have a look in my bag. I've got a couple of fetishes. I've got the shamanic salve, and I've got a kit. I've got some bliss, which might help if things go really shitty. I've got my normal spell. I've got my other spells. I think I'm just fine right now. Let's do Isabel's job. That sounds rad. Also, I'm pretty sure it'll be short. All right, get some rest. We should go get some rest. You tired? You've been running around in this place all day. Rest. Ah, you wake up with a start. Your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bed sheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase the memories. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from sleeping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barrens weren't so squalid. Remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You begin to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rot and sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. The rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry, and that part of you knew that if you keep moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if only you could reach it, your problems would be over. She would make all of your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Neat. Okay, now I should probably reference I should save over the save that I saved. That's fine. And what do we got for options? So many things to do. I got lots of money to spend. So I'm a little torn because there's nobody with me currently at the moment, which is hard then for me to get a sense of what I should be spending things on for people. But hi, just walked through them like you weren't even there. Okay, excuse me. Let's try to have a thing. Isabel's party. Going to DECCON, I think. Right. It's funny because I feel like the Neville Maw thing is going to be like, I need to know way more about. God, you know, with all my etiquettes that I don't have academic. I feel like to go to the Repulse Bay Hotel is one of those things where it's like, oh, that's a thing where you need socialite more than anything else. But let's go to DECCON, I guess. So we need Isabel. So Ractor could be interesting. Intelligence 5. Took it all in drone control. Got a data jack. He has some cyberleggy stuff. And he's got some... Ractor's got some guns. And yeah. Then if you go with Duncan, for Isabel on the team, she has to come. We go with Duncan. Duncan's got a big thing. We're trying not to shoot anybody is the issue. And hey, if I'm trying not to shoot anybody, so 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 6, unarmed 2. Ractor's got unarmed of 0. Isabel's got unarmed of... Oh god, we have to mess this dude up. Maybe I take Duncan because it's like, I'm going to need to rough this dude up, and who's the hell among us is going to do that? Oh, God. I haven't seen chat move in a while, so I have no idea if something has happened or not. I hope that I'm still streaming, and well, you guys would always be freaking out if you were, but everything's probably fine. Yes, thank you very much. This is a hell of a thing. I'm glad you are still enjoying the story, though. God, I feel like I should take Duncan because if it comes down to like, well, you need to be able to rough this dude up or something. I haven't done Law's run yet, or any Law with run yet, or any run with Law yet. He mentioned the metadata thing. I don't have any metadata, so that's not going to help anything. And though I haven't done the Wampoa Elder run yet either. This is Isabel's side run where she wants to get some software. I just feel like taking Ractor because it's like I'm thinking like the guy who plans shit for PAX, where it's like I need to take certain people this event, people who probably really enjoy this one specifically and have time to do it. And it's like we're not going to the con to have fun, you idiot. We're going to do some stuff like. And this also gives me a chance to see what he's like. If I take Ractor, got the data jack, he's got some enhanced legs as well. The drone thing is interesting. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do... It's a chance for me to see what he's like on what is going to be, like, probably a milk run. Famous last words. Alright, let's confirm. Gonna go to Kaitak. See, Feminine Desires, you say, like, he has the robo-friend, and some of you have brought this up, that he has his drones, and they can do a beating, and I'm like, I don't know if they do, like, hand-to-hand or unarmed or whatever, like, that's what a drone can do, and I'm assuming maybe his can, but as we've also found through, like, earlier parts, it's like, I need strength of whatever to knock down this frickin' bookshelf, or I need somebody else's, somebody to help me do a thing, and it's like, the game doesn't always give you the opportunity to ask somebody else to stand in for you. Isabel can stand in for me when I need decking done because I didn't pick a decker, but I brought a decker with me, so I can ask for that. So I get a little concerned now because I'm like, if I'm in a situation where I need somebody to do a thing, and I don't have somebody with me who can do that thing, then I lose any opportunity to do it. But it's like, even if I bring them along, it's like, maybe I won't be given the opportunity to do it anyway. So, because you need intelligence of this to understand those books. And I'm like, or I could just ask all my friends who all have intelligence higher than me, and I can't do that? That's weird. Not like it helped me anyway on that run, but whatever. DeckCon 2056. All right. The charter bus carries you from Kai Tak to a mid-range hotel in Tsuen Wan. All around you, the happy chatter of your fellow passengers fills your ear. You hear tech speak in a variety of languages and dialects, talk about new lines of drones and decks, arguments over innovations in data jack technology, and baseless speculation about the next season of Urban Brawl. Your guest badge, a glossy slip of laminated paper emblazoned with a flashy logo, hangs on a lanyard around your neck. Your ticket in the convention hall and the only disguise that you should need. The bus drops you in front of the Harbor Spires Hotel, and you promptly circle around back to find a service entrance. Isabel should be waiting for you inside. Let's go. All right. Who needs what? Didn't bring any spellcasters. I could give Ractor an extra kit. That's probably a good idea. And I'm going to leave my mummy spirit behind. I don't think I'm going to need that right now. Let's move that up a little bit, actually. Gear-wise, I think everybody's okay. We all have cool-looking outfits. We're all rad-looking people. Yeah, what's Isabel look like? I can't tell. I only get to preview myself. I think we're good. Gear, items, yeah. 2 drone repair kits, 2 self-repair, 2 personal repair kits, 2 human repair kits. Yeah, the incredulous passerby brings up the mission in the walled city. I did miss a thing, apparently. Like I said, the thing about the walkthrough, because I was now curious. I'm like, what would have happened if I took that cred stick from that dude? It's like, well, if I had killed that guy, I'd have got a karma for it, but I wouldn't have completed the don't kill any Yellow Lotus gang members. I would have got the cred stick back. If I give the guy the old man the cred stick back, I get nothing for it. If I keep it for myself, I get whatever creds were on it. Probably not a lot. I have no idea how much is on it. I don't really give a shit. It's probably would have been not a lot anyway. But I would have not passed a mission, but I would have gained a karma for, even though I would have not passed that mission. If I'd had the etiquette of Shadowrunner, I could have talked him into giving it back to me, and then I would have got that etiquette anyway, or the karma anyway. So it's like, okay, that would have been a way to do that. But also, there was pay data there. Because I was, well, where the hell was it? I didn't see any decking. Well, that one room I went into that had the hatch deadbolt, and it was written in red with the little, thing, the lines with the little dots on the end of them. That was a hack. I could have gone into that room. I would have had to have hacked that deadbolt. And if I deck in and I hack it, there was pay data connected to the computer, and I could have done that. And I had Isabel with me, so I could have done that, but I didn't. And so I passed up on pay data. And I obviously can't go back and do any of that. And that mild frustration of, shit, if I had actually gone and explored that, but I thought that, oh, there's a deadbolt here, I'll have to do some sort of thing. I didn't realize that the little stuff was denoting decking, and I should have. But, here we are. And largely not a huge loss, I don't think. So we'll just move ahead with this. So we've got 40 minutes to try to make it through this before the end of the stream, and I might not. The service entrance to the Harbor Spires Hotel looks like any other. Scuffed walls coated in chipped paint, the floor of well-worn hardwood, a time card reader hanging from the wall, a slight tilt. Nothing about the dingy utilitarian confines of the room that you're in hints of the elegance of fine decor of the hotel beyond. That is kind of how it is in the back halls. I've always been fascinated by seeing how things worked. Even as a child, I took apart everything that I could in the name of study. And here we are in the innards of a fancy hotel, examining the viscera of the place, if you will. I was at MagFest, and Ian and I, when we were there, I was like, I think if we go down these stairs, we could actually just walk through the back hallways and get to where we need to be a lot faster than going out into the main hallways and walking around and getting to wherever we're trying to be. And he's like, all right, cool, let's try it. So we go down, because I'm thinking about what the overall layout of the place is like. So we go down the set of stairs, and we're like, let's just walk through the back. Because a lot of places, like when we were there, we found if you just take the stairs down to like the lower level and come out, it was an easier way to get to parts of the hotel rather than like walk down this hallway, go to the proper stairs and do this. It's like, no, take the back stairs. It's easy and it's fine, you're allowed. So I'm like, we're gonna do that. So we're like, it's just another set of back stairs. Go this way and then go this way and we'll be there. So we did that, walked down, turned a corner, went through a door, and we were in an area of the hotel that we had never seen before. Had no idea what this place was, but it was finished. It was really nice. And we're like, what the hell? It's like, this is a lot nicer than you're kind of like, you know, it's the walls are painted, but the floors are finished. You know, they're not just bare concrete. And we're like, where the hell are we? There's no like straight paint or anything. There's no like, you know, oh, put stuff over here, whatever. It's all a really nice place, but it's not a hotel. But it was part of the hotels. And as we walked through it, I said to him like, pretend we belong here. He's like, yeah, you bet. It's just like, we're backstage is where we are, essentially, is how you want to think about it, right? Because as we walked along, we see like cafeterias, not with anybody in them, mind you, but like large places to sit and like lots of places for people to sit, but all finished and painted and not like employee cafeterias. These are like a large cafeteria area to sit and eat. All the lights are on everywhere too. We keep walking along. There's private offices, kind of, or like private workout rooms and stuff like that. There's like a nicely appointed gym and stuff, but it's like, and as we kept walking along, finally we see there's a sign that's like VIP, and we're like, oh, this is, and we have VIP badges because MagFest, but it's like, this is VIP as far as the hotels are concerned, as opposed to conventions. It was a VIP space for when they're having concerts or conventions. Like the Republican National Convention was held in the same hotel one year. So these guys do a lot of business in National Harbor that's based around having dignitaries there all the time. And we were like, we are not in the right place. We do not belong in this area. And this space is for VIPs, of like people who are like making millions of dollars a year and are doing like keynote speaking or are doing a concert in this area or doing something else. That's what this space is for. It's not for us. And then there were employees walking towards us, and all we could be is like, hello. And they're like, hello, you know, that you just do that and you're like, just keep going. We get all the way to the end of the hallway and we go and like, we got to find the first set of stairs and get the fuck out of here. It's like, yeah. And so we go and we walk up the stairs and we walk out and we're in a different hotel. It's like, how the hell did we get over here? Like, it's like, how did we end up in this other space? And I swear we were in a different hotel. And it's because that shared space is for that, so that if everyone is staying in all these different places, you don't have to go outside in the middle of winter to get to the other areas. Because the Gaylord National, if that's what it's called again, whatever it is, it's a huge goddamn hotel, and the Marriott is connected to it, I think, and there's like another one's connected to it, but only through these underground passages for these reasons. I'm just like, this is insane. So we turned around and came back. It was really, it was a neat experience to see this space that you're kind of not supposed to see, because there was nobody else around there, but it was really cool. Anyway, Ractor is checked in, so let's move on. My earpiece crashes the lights. Isabel calling here from the women's lavatory. Beach, you in position? You're kind of breaking up though. Yeah, I know. Connection here is crap. The comms keep cutting out. Aren't you going to be giving instructions over the comm? Yeah, hang on a sec. Trying to boost the signal strength. Sound cuts out entirely for a good 5 seconds. When Isabel's voice comes back, it's half again as loud as it was before. There, it's better. Where the pain in the asses is. There's way too much interference coming from the show floor. We aren't going to be able to rely on our comlinks for this. I need to find us a workaround. We just fast. The entire planet needs to be able to communicate. Like I said, I'll find a workaround. For now, let's concentrate on the task at hand. Catering staff should be... I do not have decking. Yeah, so that's fine. Catering staff should all be in the kitchen, hauling trays of steamed clams and aperitifs out to the convention hall floor. I'm going to need you to find a way to get me one of their uniforms, one that will fit someone my size. What if there aren't any that fit you? There will be. Hotel guidelines require the catering company to have uniforms suitable for all meta types on hand for major events. Contingency thing, just in case they need to bring temp workers on short notice. All right. All right, I'm on it. Good. No beach? We aren't going loud yet. Got that? Whatever you do, don't start shooting. We can't afford to send Rhombus running before we can get him cornered. Right, no shooting until we have Rhombus. Got it. Okay, so let's check our objectives. Locate and trap Rhombus, get a kitchen uniform, keep Isabel alive. That's an alarm panel. Let's check the alarm panel. Panel features simple building maintenance and safety features. While the panels have been level, user interface has been locked away behind a biometric configurator. A skilled decker could easily bypass such a restriction. Drop a save. Let's view archive work manifest logs. Huang, millions. The dam sprinklers went off again. The entire kitchen was flooded and Chef Bun quit. Bun. We're going to have to go with third-party caterers for the big event this weekend. Sure as hell can't steam a few thousand clams out of the kitchen staff. Anything else? No, just that. So, Chef Bun. Wait, hang on. I want to read that one more time. Kitchen sprinklers flooded. Chef Bun quit. Okay, walk away. I heard that if you tap tab, anything that is around will be revealed to you so you can interact with it. Send drone into vent. Send a drone through the vent. Activate a drone to send into the vent. So, oh, this is to tune the drone. Interesting. So what if I say I want this? Ah, I've just done a thing to the drone. I cannot tell the drone to do fuck all. Is this it? Ah. That's how you do it. Okay. Transition. Thank you. Go in here. And turn. Change to drone. Just watch I find other guys along here. This is also good for me because I need to figure out how drone stuff works because I didn't do a lot of it in the other game. Send drone into vent. Okay. End. Drone. Pick up uniform dwarf-sized. I found a dwarf-sized uniform. Now we need to give Isabel the kitchen uniform. So send drone into vent, I guess. And then bring back the drone. Is this really all there is to it at this point? Like, did I just get there? I mean, they're all plotting, so that's good. I should have tried to give the drone way more movement. Wait, no. Ah, we're back in normal mode again. Because the drone has come back and I have a uniform, I think. Well, one of us has a uniform. Ah, yes, I have a catering uniform. Pastry, magic, and more! So. Drop a save. Open door. Have a conversation? No. The Harbor Spire's kitchens are a whirlwind of activity. Attractive 20-somethings in white catering uniforms dash in and out of rooms, their arms laden with heaping trays of steaming shellfish. One man stands amidst the chaos, the eye of the storm. His white coat is at least half again whiter than those of his subordinates, his collars starched as stiff as a board. That's the chef. The floor manager notices you and his eyes narrow. He stalks towards you, practically frothing at the mouth. You can't help but notice the embroidered corporate logo on his lapel. Pastry, magic, and more. Fine catering. The image is completed by a stylized rendering of what appears to be a frolicking kitten standing astride a pair of shooting stars. You! What are you doing in my kitchen? He glances at your chest, sees the visitor badge hanging from your lanyard that Isabel gave you dangling around your neck. Convention goers are not allowed beyond the show floor. I smelled clams. You steaming clams back here? He growls in exasperation. Yes, idiot! Yes, we are, and if you want some, you're gonna have to wait in the show floor with everyone else. Now get out, go, we have work to do here. I will leave. Me and my friend with the drone. Don't worry, the drone's clean. So I feel like we did that very fast, and I'm very pleased with it. So now... I guess by choosing Ractor, I'm in a better place right now. Narrator's voice. The drone was definitely not clean. So, here's the men's room. And I want to go in there, briefly. There's a man I can talk to. He is shady. Or I can go in here. I'll drop a save and talk to the shady man. A sketchy-looking man with a long, shabby coat stands in the middle of the bathroom floor, teetering on his feet. He blinks at you through red-rimmed eyes, crusted over with sleep. Shady man. Hey there, are you the Imperator? Because if you are, I got your stuff. He checks the screen's PDA. Yep, that's me. Great, great, great. He lifts an overstuffed plastic shopping bag. Here, you want to see the whole stack, or do you just want to buy the items we discussed? Let me see your full stock. Hyper, eh? Exit. That's fine. Just give me what we agreed on, I guess. Alright, I'll warn you though, Hyper EX ain't cheap. He stands his bag, opens it wide down at the bottom, buried in a mountain of loose pills is a shiny plastic bottle. It's the bottle. You're gonna have to fish it out if you want it. Be careful though, I think there's a few loose needles in there. Sure, I'll take a look, why not? Oh, shit. So if I want to buy drugs, I can do that. I could just buy some drugs. I mean, why wouldn't I? Confirm. And I could buy those drugs and give them to Ractor. I guess. Who the fuck knows why I would do that? He doesn't even need this. Maybe I would buy some drugs, huh? Maybe it is the drugs I will buy. All right, confirm. Who cares? Good stuff. That's so nice. You want anything else? Walk away. Anything else to do in here? Nope. Hey Isabel, I bought some drugs. Would you like some drugs? I bought so many drugs. You enter the women's restroom to find Isabel waiting impatiently for you. Her guest badge dangles from its lanyard on a canted angle. The clump robes of her hair look frazzled. At the sight of you, she steps forward. You're here. Good. I was getting tired of hanging out in the ladies' room. You have the uniform? Yeah, here's your catering uniform. She has embroidery logo on it. Good. Good, this will work. Alright, I'm going to change into this thing and hightail it to the employees only door on the far side of the convention hall. They'll let me in even with a badge. You'll just think you're somewhere rich guy wants a drink. Where's the VIP area? On the other side of the convention floor. I'll have to cross the show floor to do it, but that should be safe enough. Nobody pays attention to the catering staff at these things. Okay. So I'll make my way across, pass through the door, and take the elevator up the min wing on the 6th floor. All you need to do is take your position and wait for my instructions without raising an alarm. Pretty simple stuff. Should be proof for assuming you don't screen anything up. Do you have any questions? Yeah. What are we going to do about the spotty comlink? There's a demo kiosk near the VIP entrance. Running some new Matrix avatar editing suite or something like that. Software is called Perfect Persona. When I get to the min area, I'm going to patch myself into Perfect Persona. We're going to communicate through that. It's a perfect solution, but beats having to deal with the drop connections. You're going to grab the kiosk when you're in position. Don't let anyone else get to it. What do I do on the show floor in the meantime? Wait by the VIP area door. They identify Rhombus. You'll apprehend him and tell him he's a lucky winner for complimentary VIP pass upgrade. Right. When we identify Rhombus. Escort him through the VIP doors into a room that'll I'll have empty and waiting. Then we all get this offer from him. Together, beat him up and stash him in a closet. What should I do between when you leave and when you get in position? Walk the show floor, mingle, try to look like you belong here. Just try not to say or do anything that'll stand out in a bad way. You're supposed to be a hot new decker in town. Try to act the part. Okay. this part begins. Blend in and explore the floor. Just gonna watch her run away so I know where this place is. Or maybe she'll just wait there for a while, I guess. Okay, back to me. Ooh. Noodle extruder. Hot noodle dispenser complete with extruder settings for ramen, ramyun, juksing, and something else I missed. Okay. Oh, here's somebody I can talk to. Convention goer. Dwarf doesn't have any obvious headwear, but his hands are lined with artfully designed induction pads. He looks at him, replaces the noodle line, and gives you a nod. Line starts back there. Gestures towards the back of the line. Better take your place now if you want to get in on this. The food court gets busy around this time of day. Examine his guest badge. Standard 3-day pass. Language book with the Shiawase logo. The name of the badge is Grimson. What's worth ordering from the vending machines? Nothing. But getting both from the new extruder is a deck contradiction. You just do it whether you want to or not. Doesn't the show cater why even bother with the vending machines? Tradition, like I said. Convention's under new management this year and they're trying to go all upscale on us. We're trying to show them we don't need all of that. Give me a cheap bowl of extruded noodles and I'm a happy man. Don't need an underpaid teenager in a clown suit to bring me clams and call me sir. Isn't the show owners own the vending machines too? Yeah, and the irony isn't lost on me. Political statements aside, I want my noodles. They're terrible, but they're the right kind of terrible. Like synthetic cheese and vat-grown chicken. They're science food and I love them. Let's talk about cyber hands. Thanks, they're custom. This is right hand to the light. Honeycomb structure of the induction pad circuitry glints into the smooth plastic surface. It's surprisingly hard to find induction pads that aren't hidden under synthetic skin. They are a work of art. Who designed them for you? I know a guy out of Neo Tokyo way. Works at one of Renraku's Chiba clinics. Got him to make the things for me. Cost an arm and a leg. Both arms and no legs, if you want to get technical about it, but it was worth it. Sweet. Yeah, you too. Goes back to the noodle extruder. As you do. And then I wait a minute for stuff to change, and I have to go to the VIP door. And okay, there we go. Food here's always direct. Why do we keep buying it? Is eating this is waiting in line to get back into the con. Oh, wow. Convention staffer. As you approach the corner of the convention floor, you find a brightly lit entrance. There's signs on the walls pointing to its SimSense parlor decking area. Draw closer, convention staffer in a bland uniform. Sorry to say it, we're a bit crammed right now. If you want to hang tight, we should be able to squeeze you in soon. Maybe about a half-hour wait. Never run full capacity. Give me a few VIP slots in the back, right? We're full up. I don't know how else to say it. You need to wait like everyone else. Stay cool and we'll get you in as soon as possible. Ooh. Ooh. Trying not to make any trouble. Trying not to make any trouble, but... Alright, back away. Alright, I'm going. Alright, let's drop a save. Can I get in? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize who I was dealing with. Here, go on through. I think I'm gonna just take a lap around the con floor. Take as much time as you need. Alright. Alright. What happens here? Oh, we can pick this guy's pocket, maybe. Oh, Isabel's here. Okay, Jack didn't compute. But I can't work it. Are you in position yet? No, not yet. Get in position to use a kiosk. Remember perfect persona. Yes. Okay. We're explaining like to do on the show. Best do never use the kiosk. Definitely get the opportunity afterwards. Look around a bit more. Pick that dude's pocket. Lift his cred stick. Lift this dude's cred stick. Lift this dude's cred stick. I'm getting nothing for this. Lift this big dude's cred stick. Anything else? I've gotten everybody's cred sticks. Nice. Roll on. Oh, what's that? Product display. Capacity stick memory devices. Patent pending. Anything over here? Nope. Troll deck con. Goer. Pot-bellied troll, 2 days worth of mangy stubble smells and turn face you. Chrome of his data jack shimmers wetly in the light, but his cyber deck is conspicuously absent. Hey, what's going on? His badge hangs low in his lanyard. You catch a glimpse of his decking handle, headspace. So you see somebody deck on with a cyber deck? Stickers same to say about you. Where's your deck, man? Don't have one. I'm here to cover the event for Shadowrun BBS. Or left in my hotel room. Oh, BBS, why not? Really? Hey, that's pretty whiz. You interviewing people? Because I can tell you about the new hotness in decking technology. Well, we appreciate the offer. Taps his temple. I'm talking about what I got up here, the cranial cyber deck. It's a perfect fusion of next level deck and bleeding edge headwear. Continues, let's see. It's the effects of modern decking technology. Miniaturized, compact, easy to sneak in the most sensitive locations. I don't need like a great big external deck around with me anymore. It's night and day difference between this and my old Fairlight Excalibur friend, night and day. Just get a deck installed in your head. Why wouldn't I? It's compact, versatile, fast, powerful. With this sweet baby, I can deck wherever I go, wherever I want, without having to lug something the size of an electronic keyboard around with me. It's the best of all worlds. I'm telling you, you gotta get one for yourself. Spell's voice cracks in. This guy is an idiot. Cranial cyber decks are a terrible idea for more reasons than I can count. Deckers swap out their gear every couple of months. You want someone monkeying around your brain that often? I'll make it easy for you. You don't. Continue. So have I sold you a head deck of your own yet? Come on, you know that I have. Would you need people poking around your head every time you want to upgrade? Well, I guess, but it's gonna be obsolete within 6 months. You're gonna do what? Get more brain surgery? It's no different than installing an encephalon, and everyone does that. What do you know anyway? Nothing. Nothing. Now leave me alone. You betcha. Tired attendee. Oh, what's this thing? Software demo station. Has technology's new format agnostic cyberdeck calibration software. What about the tired attendee? What can you say to me? Saying the AS technology demo looks strangely out of place at Decker Cyber Convention. It isn't carrying a cyber deck, and you can't see any sign of cyber awareness person, not even Data Jack. He looks from the kiosk, blinking. Tired attendee. Oh, rad. Do you want to use this? Am I in your way? He sounds preoccupied. He shifts his body, his movements are unnaturally smooth and graceful. As he moves, you can see the kiosk screen is flickering. Apparently the demo software has glitched out. Used astral perception to read this man's aura. Your third eye slides open and the world around you goes gray. The flashing screens and blinking lights of the DECCON show floor fade to nothing. The aura of the man in front of you crackles like a bonfire. He's magically active. Very much so. His entire body scintillates with barely contained magic. As your third eye flutters shut, color and vibrance return to the world. The man in front of you clears his throat. So, if you're not here for the kiosk, is there something else you needed? Look at his visitor badge. Hanging from his lanyard, cheap day pass, only good until the show floor closes. Name says Gamage in block letters. You're not a decker, you're an adept. Do you change his description entirely suspicious? Why do you say that? Oh, let's get in trouble. Read your aura. And you're as place here as I am. Look, I'm here to relax and get off the streets. I got free clams and free wine, but everybody but you seems to have to keep themselves. Just leave me in peace, okay? Look, I think that you're here on a job. I am too. I just want to make sure we don't step on each other's toes. Target's name's Ezekiel. Extraction Joe. Should be quick and quiet. You? I'm here for someone else? Oh, do I show him the courtesy? Sure? Yeah. That seems like trouble, though. Well, I'm here to get into trouble. No, it doesn't sound that way. Good looking out. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I really need to keep my eyes on that door. When he comes waltzing through, I need to be there with a plate of clams and a chloroformed rag. Chloroform, huh? Pulling all the old classics? It ain't broke. Anyway, best of luck in your run. Sweet. Oh, wait. Hang on. Toss a save. Convention goer. Judging by the patch's sewn bomber jacket itself, is from the Nan Council Island, to be specific. First, this chunk of rock in the middle of Lake Washington that was called Mercer Island until the Native American nations reclaimed it. He doesn't look Amerindian, though. If anything, he looks Chinese in descent. Those masks makes it hard to tell for sure. He turns to face you at your approach. His features are mostly hidden, but you can see he's sporting a high steel collar and spiky hair. His cheeks are high-boned and hollow. Hey, you want something from me? What's up? You from Council Island? Yeah, what gave me away? She makes a point of showing off his jacket. The travel insignias look strangely out of place here on the DECCON floor. You from Seattle? Yeah, thereabouts. No, Drac. Well, it's good to meet you, chummer. Seattle shadow slang sounds incredibly awkward when delivered in Cantonese, but he doesn't seem to notice. Council is Nanter. You look Amerindian. What's your deal? No, I'm Amerindian. I do live on Council Island, though. My dad is a diplomat from Tir na Nog. We live on the island, actually. They treat us like kings there. Really? Yeah, Salish Shide. I got that wrong. That Salish Council enjoys good relations with my country and Tier 10 gear. Magical pride and all that. We share a connection with the land, all that bullshit. So me and my family can get away with pretty much anything. It's a pretty great life. Anything specific you're here to see? I'm here to check out the 57 Fuchi Cyber decks. My 55 Cyber 7's barely cutting these days. I want to see what they come out with next year, and I heard that they've got a demo station. So, tell me, what's your favorite new ESP for incursion operations? I like Blasthammer personally. I've heard of it. It's open source, developed by Southeast Asian decking community. There's a number on Blocker IC. Oof, never heard of it. Really? It's only the most popular freeware attack ESP in Southeast Asia. He's practically shouting. His face is lit up with maniacal glee. Oh, yeah, man. I'm from Seattle, not Southeast Asia. Yeah, well, you better get with it if you want to survive out here. Here's your expression all smugness and spirit. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, see ya. Oh, that's too bad. That's the signal for Isabel. If you, like me, are imagining Isabel as the Animal Crossing Isabel, that would be really great. Oh, I missed what it said. Shit. Alright, let's put a save down. Age of Decker. Lightning wire jack interface technology. Are we gonna keep talking? Won't be compatible with jack interfaces? Couldn't bring in the ultimate jack with other reasons. Yeah, that shit happens. It sucks, but it happens. Help you data jack. These vouchers help you with that. Of course, like, data jacks seem like they're supposed to be universal. So when you update something like that, it's kind of like, wait, everybody has the same jack. So anyway, elderly ducker with a nickel-plated data jack turns to face you smiling. Ain't this a hell of a thing? Lovely show, lovely show. Nods eagerly, rubbing his hands. Lots and lots of shiny toys. Siege, and you are? Call me Turtle. Been going to DECCON for damn near 20 years now. It's never looked half as nice as it does now. Really? Yeah, show's really gotten big in the past couple of years. He gestures to the Fairlight booth off in the distance. Lots of corporate money flowing into this thing these days. Old Decker lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've heard that the guy who first organized the show sold out some big promoter, took him a 6-digit paycheck. Lots of young guys have been bitching and moaning all over Shadowland about that, but not me. I've been around long enough to know the score. Someone offers you that kind of money, you take it. Turtle's a funny name for a Decker. An old piece of software. Oh my god. Logo. Something that went obsolete well before your time. He grins. Well, I guess I'm showing my age, but something about that little cluster of pixels always made me happy. Seeing something specific? Got my eyes on a couple of things this year. I'm going to check out the Fairlight booth, of course, and Fuchi's doing interesting things with miniaturization. Shakes his head ruefully. You know, when I was just getting started, it would have been taking an entire warehouse full of machines to match computer power with a PDA on your wrist. Now scratch that, it wouldn't even have come close. Technology's come a long way. Sure has. Sure has. Yeah, taking plenty of your time. I'm sure you got exhibits to go see. Unless you want to see something else, gotta keep moving, Turtle. Bye then. Anything else? Anybody got things? Any other doors I can get into? Any other problems I can cause? Software demo station. Shiowase's Sculpted system authoring software. Alright. You're not interesting. Whoa, security guard. Doorways restricted, hotel staff and caterers only. Please stay in conventions floor. Will do, sorry. Probably enjoy the show. There's a deck over there. Oh, waiting for things to happen. Game is holding on. Game says hold priority. We'll do that. Mr. Lin. Orc behind the counter looks up from his sales sheets. He wearily recites what sounds like a rehearsed welcome. Welcome to Mr. Lin's Big Time Data Shack. Special show prices for this event only. Feel free to browse. Look through his inventory. I want none of these things. They are not for me. Ooh, military vest, though. She wants a street rail cow. Wow. Armor 6, huh? I mean, I could buy that right now. Be very well protected since I'm not doing much for body. Armor is good. And more armor is more good, I bet. Kraftwerk. I don't know. It's dropping a lot of money immediately on a thing. I mean, it would keep me safe. Does my... I want to look at my... what I'm wearing. I cannot look at what I'm wearing because I'm wearing it. I can look at what I'm wearing now, though. So this is 3. This does nothing for me. Like, it does, it adds no enhancements, I don't think. I think it's just like, it gives me armor of 3. It does. So, armor of 6, twice as good. Probably not a bad idea for me. Armor of 1, wow. Cyber 7 Slim. Yeah, more armor is more good. The catalog rummage through the bins. You're back. Sure. More armor is more good. Can you also give your own 3 AC to a party member and upgrade them? Yeah, I probably would do that. Ah, well, except that you can't upgrade your party member's equipment for the most part. Well, yeah, though you can hold on to it, I think, like, when you're equipping people, like, because at the beginning, I think I'm allowed to, like, trade stuff in and out, so I could put this on now, I'd have twice as much armor as I currently do. And it's only to get 6. But I think that's valuable. So I'm gonna say yes. And I'm gonna put it on now. And that's what I look like now. And I'm kind of hoping I'm gonna find things in the wild more than anything else. Alright, let's put a save down. Let's talk to the convention goer. Deckers look different from many others on the floor. As you approach, you can see the quiet confidence in their postures and the steel in their eyes. Oh, Jesus. Unlike their peers, these are professionals. Shadowrunners. Great. The most vocal of the 3, a female orc with an obvious cyber eye, addresses you. Maybe you can help settle this. My colleagues and I have a different opinion on the relative merits of mid-range cyber decks. Would you agree that the Fuchi Virtue X is the best mid-range deck in its... You always do this, Harridan. You word your questions to lead strangers into giving the answers that you prefer. Now, the community consensus that the Virtue X is just an overpriced rehash of the Cyber 6 in a nicer-looking case. Oh, shut up, Bierce. You're doing the same thing. Besides, everyone knows that Fuchi's going down the tube, so... Villiers is pulling assets out of the company and transferring them to his other holdings as fast as he can get away with it. So Fuchi is collapsing in itself, and Fairlight doesn't do mid-range machines, then Allegiance is obviously primed to... Novahod here is Allegiance's #1 superfan, in case you couldn't tell. Never mind the fact that the only current product, the Alpha, is woefully lackluster next to the competition. We've been going around and around on this for hours. So what do you think? Which deck is going to be the best in class at the mid-range price point in 57? Charisma! I'm not a brand loyalist, guys. I don't have a horse in this race. Oh, that was an answer. You're dodging the question. I don't have an answer. That's why I'm not pre-ordering anything. The smart decker waits until reviews are in before committing to a purchase. Charisma 6? What you're saying makes sense, guys. Might be a fun answer, but it's a good one. Yeah, I suppose. It's so much more fun to argue, though. I think you've earned your seat at the table, friend. Yorks make space for you. Come over and join us. Got any hot tips for fellow decker might find useful? I've been out of the loop for a few days. Let's get myself in more trouble. Hey, join the club. Between travel arrangements and the transorbital flight out here, I'm a little behind on current events. Oh yeah, transorbital flights are a thing now. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Wish that I could help you, but I sort of lose touch with the world the week of the con. I enjoyed the con. It is what it is. Bad food, a lot of antisocial people, and overpriced vendor kiosks. By the end of the weekend, I'm probably going to have measles and or the flu. Fuck. To be perfectly honest, I don't even remember why we all fly out here every year. Oh my god. We'll see you at the next con, everybody. Pierce, we come out here because you start getting excited with the show months in advance every year. You left me 15 voice messages to make sure that I remembered to book the hotel room. It's because I remember what happened in 52. I knew enough sleeping on the street back home. I don't need to do it when I'm on vacation, too. How many times do I have to apologize for that? I'll let you know when you can stop. Oh, where are you from? Macau. I got a house in Indonesia. Spend most of my time in Seattle, though. I'm from Phnom Penh, but do a lot of work out here in HK. All right, gotta go. Right, see you around the show floor. Hell yeah. I just had a conversation about decking, and I'm not a decker. You know what that means? I'm a decker. Honorary decker. Okay, let's pull this up. Drop a save. Game saved. Let's begin. After all, it's 9 o'clock. The perfect persona kiosk flickers to life at your approach. A debug menu pops on the screen along with a text prompt in all caps. Enter the following key code into this kiosk. Jesus. Tap the code in the kiosk keyboard. A moment later, a series of 5 loud popping sounds rattle off in your comlink's earpiece. Isabel's voice fills your ear crisper and cleaner than it was before. Testing, testing, 1 through 3. Can you hear me, Beach? Yeah, I hear you. What was that? Command link code for the kiosk. Command line code for the kiosk to connect with you or comlink via direct link. And the smugness creeps in your voice. This way, we can bypass using a comm signal entirely. Clever. I know. As long as you remain within a couple of feet of the kiosk, we shouldn't have any problems. Once you're far out of that range, you're going to get static again. So basically, I can't move from this spot. That's what I said, right? Now, a rolling tub. Give me a second to locate rhombus. You hear the sound of random keystrokes. A couple of Isabel muttering under her breath. Unfall silence. Sound stretches. 10 seconds, 20. You hear Isabel explode. What the hell? He already has one? How the fuck does rhombus mirror VIP pass when I don't? He's already in the VIP area? I'm twice the decker that he is, and everyone knows it. What makes him a VIP when I'm not? At least you know where he is. So takes a moment to calm herself. You almost feel the heat of her anger radiating through your earpiece. Oh my god. Alright, I know which room he's staying in now. Just need a few minutes to get your VIP upgrade. Line goes dead. Well, my friend, what do we do now? Shall we? Series clicks into your ear, cutting right to send short. PDA begins blinking. You're receiving a video chat request. Answer the call. Aha. Isabel blossoms on the screen with a pair of towering security guards. The line connected to her from the admin terminal hangs loose from its socket. Oh, she's not king shit. I'm gonna ask you again, what the hell are you doing in here? Take your time, make sure you tell me the truth. I'll know if you don't. Just looking for the person who ordered this coffee. I like her outfit. You looking for him in the Matrix? Besides, you don't have any coffee, so try again. It's just about her eyes dart towards the screen, fixing on you. You can see the desperation on her face. Well, I need to, listen up. Say what I say and you'll be fine. Say okay if you understand. Okay. Last chance. Start talking sense and spend that to the HKPF. That's what the guard says. Wow. Okay, maybe this just gets us started. I feel like actually option 1. Sorry, I'm just nervous. Never been in trouble before. Okay, when you deal with security, they're in a position of power. You let them feel that power, deflect, and then try to offer a solution. So let's try this. Sorry, just nervous. Words sound rehearsed. Since we're not genuine panic to be plausible. Never been in trouble before. No time for this. Just kick her out and be done with it. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm gonna let you go with a warning once, but only this once. I'll catch you in this room and turn you over to the police. Got it? But don't argue with her, just let them kick you out of this room. Yes, sir. Good call. Line goes quiet. Moves out of the server room. Okay. So we need to get her back to convention floor. Got Ramis's room number, right? Yeah, I gotta take you right there. There's only one problem with the VPX. You can't open the door without sounding an alarm. Flickers. And lets you through from this side. It's gonna do now. Make your way down until you open the door. We're gonna have problems again. Maybe a bit. Still using the kiosk to talk to you, but now they're not checked in. I can't route messages too directly. Please stay put. If you lose the kiosk, we're gonna have serious communication issues. Got it. I need your help in case I run into more people up here, Beach. I'm not exactly a social butterfly. Let's go loud. I really need your help. I got your back. Let's do this. That room is now locked. So, open this door. Or open this door. Which one is it? I'll be damned as long as it's in the inbox and somebody left it unlocked. I can't open the door, but I can read the messages if you want. Sure. Anything interesting? Amber text. Mate goes to the machine, leave it unplugged. Came back, damage control. Okay, so first one is, look guys, I'm gonna come right out and say it. The security guys are right. There's something horribly wrong with that noodle extruder. I ran a diagnostic on it this afternoon. I was halfway through calibrating the broth nozzles when the damn thing started humming. And sure enough, it started churning out steaming hot, juicing noodles, just dumping them into the palms of my hands. You don't even want to see the blisters I'm sporting right now. Here's the freaky thing. The dough hopper was empty. I unloaded it myself prior to beginning the diagnostic. I want to repeat that. It was producing dough out of thin air. That machine is haunted. You want my advice? You'll get rid of it before the show. Hopang Nancy. I was expecting this message to be, but that wasn't it. You want to keep going? Yes. All right. The noodle extruder in the food court is out of order and should be left unplugged until further notice. Under no circumstances should any hotel or DECCON employee tamper with this device. Maintenance is looking into it. Do not plug in the extruder. Severe disciplinary action will be taken against any employee caught disobeying these instructions. Wing C. All right. Open another one. Yes. From Nancy to admin. Okay. Okay, I'm getting seriously creeped out over here. The damn noodle extruder is back, C. I can't explain it. We boxed the thing up yesterday and sent it to the manufacturer. It wasn't here 5 minutes ago, but now that we've opened the doors and the show's underway, I'm strolling through the food court, and there it is. Just sitting there with a line already forming. What the hell do we do? You and I both know that it doesn't have any dough in it. There's no seasoning in the spice reservoir. We don't have it hooked up to the hotel's water supply. The fucking thing isn't even plugged in. Where are the noodles coming from? What do we do? Hopang Nancy. Open the last message. It's too late, Nancy. At least a dozen things people have already eaten from the thing. Let's try that again. It's too late, Nancy. At least a dozen people have already eaten from the thing. We can't shut it down now, and we sure as hell can't let anyone know about it. If people were to get sick, the show could be held liable. Look, if it's any consolation, I've been pouring through the logs of old shows to see if anyone mentioned the noodle extruder, and I found something. This exact conversation. 14 years in a row. I don't know what's happening with this machine. I don't know where it came from or how or why, but it's a part of DECCON. Nobody can get rid of it. Nobody knows how it works. It just does, and people keep going back to visit it. I think that this is a blessing in disguise. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Just don't question it, and everything will be okay. Thanks, Wing. Let's just get down here. If that was pure flavor, I am so happy for it. That is amazing. Oh, what great flavor that was. Oh, you know what? Here's another door. Anything in here? Inspect. High-level exec in conference room 3 on the bottom floor. Exec in conference room 3 on the bottom floor. Is that mission info? It is not. God, yes, summon a ramen spirit. I love that idea, Lightning Bro. Okay. Oh, pill for supplies. Yeah, that's it. Always go to the hell yeah. You never know when you're going to need an advanced med kit. And these are unopenable. That's fine. Open the door. Isabel's outline go fuzzy. She sets when the elevator. A loud rhythmic whooshing sound down into low in PA speakers. It's a bit like the rotors of a helicopter. Heads up, Isabel. We're getting a lot of interference here. An elf is in mid-20s, steps aside to let Isabel out the floor selector panel. He looks wired, jittery, stimmed to the gills most likely. There's no telling how long it's been since he's gotten a wink of sleep. Isabel punches the button for the ground floor. Oh no, this is Rhombus, isn't it? Working the show, huh? That has to be hard. The elf smiles down at Isabel, expression affable. I'd be tempted to blow off work and go check out the kiosk, maybe taking a panel or two. Tough, all right. Wish that I could just drop everything and explore. That's good. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it! It's tough, all right. I wish that I could just drop. She falls silent. You can see her staring at the man's VIP badge. Isabel, what's wrong? Her eyes remain locked on the man's badge. Kind Ding, huh? That's an interesting street name. Been decking under it long? A couple of years now. He smiles. Longer than anyone else to use the handle. I don't know what you're doing, but be careful. Mm-hmm. She heard you. She doesn't acknowledge it. I know who you are. You're one of the one who shut down the Kowloon City power grid 6 months ago. Don't do this. He clears his throat. Yeah, that was me. Let's just keep that between ourselves, though, all right? The little stunt screwed over a lot of local deckers. Her voice is soft, but you can detect a definite undertone of hostility. A couple of them soaked up nasty hits of dump shock because of it. You wrecked the grid while they were jacked into their home machines. My team was in a bind. They needed a power outage right then and there, or they were cooked, so I gave them one. It was the best solution to a bad situation. Let's leave it at that. An icy silence descends in the elevator car. A few seconds later, Isabel pierces it. Oh, no. There was this decker. She lived out in Heyo. I called herself Spinster. She was a good person. Now she's in the ground. She never came back out of that coma your stunt put her into. Another long pause. Slowly, Ding extends his hand towards the emergency brake. Isabel, do you want to go loud? Because that's where this road takes us. Snap out of biz. We're not here for this guy, and we can't afford to start shooting yet. She balls her hands into fists. You can read her tension in her body language. She's biting her tongue. At least that's what I heard. I'm just a caterer. I'm not a decker myself. He stares down at Isabel, smiles vanish from his face. Yeah, sure you're not. You've come to get me, haven't you? Take revenge for your friend. Did her people put out a contract with me, and is that it? I mean, I wouldn't trust number 2 at all. Number 1 seems like the safest way to get out of this. Just like, I'm not a decker, honest. I'm just a caterer, spends way too much time lurking in the Shadowland BBS. That really feels like the thing to do. If I do number 2, it's like, I took the contract, but I've decided not to go through it because the contract doesn't exist, right? So just being like, when the elevator stops, walk away and don't look back is like, you tell somebody to do that, and they're like, no, because you want me to turn away from you. So, like, I was just pulling your leg, there's no spinster, you didn't kill anybody, doesn't happen. Like, how do you laugh that shit off, right? Like, does he believe 1 or 2 more? This is very difficult for me. I feel like 1 gets us out of this. But he already has started to not understand this. 2 escalates, right? Maybe he buys number 1, maybe he doesn't, but 2, no matter what, escalates. But I'm making her do it. So I'm going to say 2. Yes, I took the contract, but I decided not. Connection cut to static. This isn't good. Well, that figures. Please, Isabel, don't be doing anything stupid right now. Static pops in his for 10 seconds, 20. Finally, the picture warbles back into view. Kind Ding's min sentence practically frothing with rage. Did what I had to do. If you were in my position, you'd done the same if you hadn't gotten them killed. He's shouting. The sound of it reverberates in the cramped confines of the elevator car. There was no third way out of that scenario. She starts to respond. Anger is clear in her tone. I would not have... Isabel, stop. Listen to me. Okay, I would not have... What? You're crazy. An insane person. When I get out of this elevator, I'm going to the hotel security office. Not... The threat is probably fine, but we're not supposed to spread that shit around. Chilling out feels like we don't get anywhere. I'd rather we apologize and de-escalate. I really don't want to roll this back, but man, I'm feeling I'm gonna have to roll this back. Like, maybe 1... Again, if I had to make this, like, if I had to make this in the moment, I would have apologized. So we're just gonna try it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, I just get upset sometimes. Okay. You're damn right offended, you keep me like a crazy person. Static comms are cut out, this is getting old. Quickly as it went, the picture flickers back onto your PDA screen. Kinding is calmer now, the elevator is descending. Remember what did we discuss? You keep your cool and this turns out well for both of us. We live and let live, understood? What did she do? Yes, I didn't want any trouble from you in the first place. I'm just glad it was all a misunderstanding. Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'll be happy as the last I ever see of you. Feelings mutual. Kara finally decides to halt, and the elevator doors slide open. The other decker doesn't get off. Enjoy the rest of the show. Move on. What a thing. Ah. Hello. I can't open that door. There's nothing else to look at. The hallway ahead is blocked by a trio of struggling bodies. Blackout drunk troll hangs slung between a pair of cursing security guards, one male, one female. As you watch, they struggle valiantly to drag her down the hallway. Unhand me, you fools! I like the laughter, that's good. French security captain, the older of the two guards, a middle-aged man with a pompadour haircut, struggles with all his might to keep his prisoners flailing arm constrained. Don't let her go, Ho Yi. She has the strength of 10 men. Yes, sir. You recognize her as the guard who was standing by the employee entrance on the show floor. How she get roped into troll hauling duty is anyone's guess. Oh, but that means she's not there anymore. Security captain locks eyes with Isabel. He barks under her. Clear the hall! Say nothing. As her motion, this troll swings her head towards Isabel. You, dwarf girl, help me! These... She hiccups mildly. The sound reverberates in your ears. These dreckheads want me to leave because I'm a troll. What's happening here? Don't fucking ask. None of your business. You're not even hotel staff. You shouldn't be back here at all. Yes, that's right. He hugs the troll's left arm to his chest with all of his strength, desperately trying to weigh her down. She lifts his feet a few inches off the floor, then slams him back down. He lets out an audible whimper. Oh my god. Now, clear the way and report to your manager. Quit fighting me, damn, before I talk to him for you. Oh. Hey, I remember you. You said you had to meet with some caterers up on 6. What are you doing down here? I wish I had socialite. That'd have been great. I don't update you. I'm not hotel personnel. No. First one. Just gave everyone needed a drink. You want a mojito? So, still straining against the troll's drunken effort, his brows beaded with sweat. You shouldn't! Hold still! Be here, not even to offer drinks. Ignore these pigs and help me. I'll take the run on the left, you take the right. No. The troll bucks against the guard's grasp, nearly breaking away from them. They double down on their attempts to hold her. Hell, this is a waste of time. We got a schedule to keep. What do you mean? What schedule? Quick, what rhymes with schedule? Screw it. She goes for her gun. And the security guards recoil in disbelief. The drunken troll seizes the moment to break their grip. She lets out a yelp of exultation. Why? A deafening crackle of static from the intercom system draws the attention of everyone on the show floor. A second later, you hear the security captain's voice in glorious stereo. The intercom sounding on one ear and PDA's earpiece in the other. Oh shit! Take her down. Take them both down. This is the neutral turn. This is the enemy turn. This is the neutral turn. I just wanted this to work. I hate feeling like I was screwed from the get-go. Like, I kind of want to roll it back and see if I can get myself out of the mess better, but... Let's think about this. On the elevator, that whole thing that was going on, maybe I could have done that differently. Probably wouldn't have resulted in anything different from the elevator. Just got me through that mess. We walk out. and we enter this fight. Any of my ways to explain my way out of it, I don't think I would have gotten anywhere. Because I didn't have the other etiquettes I needed, I think. Like, the socialite one would have probably helped. Ah. Door appears to be made from hollow-core pine, a rarity in modern-day Hong Kong. It wouldn't take much effort to knock it off its hinges. Alarm system is linked to the doorway, but the building alarms are already blaring. Kicking the door down won't make much of a difference. Ah, yes. Break it down. This is another... There's a few people here. The troll's doing a thing. I feel like if I move in here, I'm drawing everybody's ire. I don't want to do that yet. What does Ractor want to do? Ractor probably wants to post up somewhere where he's not going to get hit. But he probably also wants to give... He could overclock the drone, and he could also give it quickness and strength better than something else. And then what does the drone do? Alright. Let's overclock my drone. Drone combat bonus. Put the drone in control mode with 3 AP. Pull in here, or pull in here. If I pull in here, I get a shot off. If I pull in here, I do nothing, but then I'm right behind this dude. Ah, lots of things going on all of a sudden. And Isabel shows. So I'm gonna get wasted no matter what, if I'm not careful. So probably I need to seek some cover. This is probably sufficient cover. Drone has melee. I guess, yes, that would have been good too. Anyway. Alright, and then Beej. What does Beej get to do? I can't do anything from that where I'm standing. Oh, there's a tree there. I could have gone into here. We have changed our minds slightly about how we're going to do things. Oh, don't shoot the drone. Don't shoot the drone. Oh, the troll is not doing well. I mean, it's a neutral thing. Okay. So I can... There are no lines here I can do anything with. So I can do this. Zot. I can do that again. Zot. That's pretty good. What does Ractor want to do with his life? Does he also want to come in here and F around? He has 1 AP left. Maybe I'll just move him up to the door. What does Isabel like to do? Light cover, medium cover. Light cover, medium cover. Or take the shot. Missed. The drone could shoot. Kneecap. Whoa. Smack. So damage of 8 versus damage of 12. Damage of 8, stun 2. Oh, that, well, that's STN, right? Is stun? I think we do that. Seems pretty good. and then smack. I see. This is the conversation we're now having, is it? Oh, that's no good. I think that's upsetting. Is it worth it for me to close in, or am I better off? How far can I cast my barrier anyway? Or I could give Raptor some extra. Can't give Isabel anything. Maybe I'm better off just trying to ice this dude from here. Or maybe I'm better off doing this. Getting way in behind. Sure. There's Raptor. And Raptor comes in here. There. Now nobody can see what we're doing, and that means everything we do is nice and legal. I feel like this is okay. Yeah. Do I take the better shot? Burst fire uses 3 bullets. That's a pretty good shot I just made. All right. I just walk up to this dude and I smack him, or do I take the gun? Oh, I missed. That's too bad. I don't like getting shot. Oh, God. All right, sure. He doesn't have any eyes on that dude. So maybe Raptor can't even do anything if he moves up a little further. Oh, right. I should have changed back to his other gun. Well, let's do this from here. That was good. I think I use 1 acid bolt. And I think I use another acid bolt. And Isabel just fucking lets a grenade go. I'm unhappy about that. I'm unhappy about that too. Then the drone just beats the shit out of this dude. And then kneecaps this guy. Oh yeah. Better to move up, maybe? Or grant Raptor some haste so he can get into the game a little bit more? Sure. Then Raptor with 2. Did he just have 0? Was that what's going on here? Alright. Okay. Come out from behind cover. Great. Good start. Ow. The troll did something. Something terrifying. He's probably not moving. Okay. Let's just go with this. Yeah, I can deal with that. And manually tunes the server. Or no, maybe we give him another AP. Yeah, I can deal with that. We then shoot this dude in the back like a hero. Okay. I think this just does it. Yep. A troll on our team at all? Probably not. Nice to be able to open some more doors. Oh well. Cool. Let's drop a save. Go through the door. Does anybody need to get healed? 40 out of 40, 36 out of 40, 40 out of 40. Nobody needs to get healed. The drone might. Well, whatever. Travel to Rhombus is sweet. Hey, we did it! Could have almost talked my way out of that whole problem, but... What's left in here? Locate and trap Rhombus and keep Isabel alive. We've basically done everything else that I'm supposed to do at this point. There are locks on other doors. Nothing else to look at. 2, 3. Nothing else to look at. Open the door. Oh, look. What is a man? As you burst through the door, you find yourself standing face to face with a small, heavily tattooed man. Geometric shapes of all descriptions trace their way from his temples down to his cheeks and neck to his shoulders. His eyes continue the motif. Each of his irises is a slanted rectangle. That's cute. Rhombus looks at Isabel and sighs. If he's surprised to see her, he doesn't show it. You finally want him back, huh? The memories that we locked away. I always knew that you would one day, but you got so hostile with procedure, I didn't think you'd come around this soon. Isabel glowers at him, her cheeks darkening. Oh, get bent, Rhombus. Oh, get bent, Rhombus. I got hostile with you because you got hostile with me. Like hell I did. I tried to give you some advice as a friend. If memory serves, you called me a patronizing bastard and slagged my deck. What was I supposed to just take that without punching back? Oh, she tells me you... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Isabel cuts in her normally small voice growing raucous. I called you a patronizing bastard because that's what you were being. You wouldn't have taken that tone if I were a guy or an orc or a troll. You talked down to me like I was your little sister or something. Well, guess what? I'm not. Oh, hold up. I talked that way to you because... She shouts over him, cutting him short. Also, punch back? That's a funny way of putting it. You tailored an ESP to troll all of my posts on Shadowland. What kind of a prick would do a thing like that? His face goes beet red and his chest puffs out. The kind whose cat you had killed, you little monster. Captain Whiskers was just a house cat. He didn't have anything to do with this. She rears back in indignation. That wasn't me. I would never hurt a cat. If I were gonna have someone killed, it would have been you. What the fuck is this? What is going on? Both of you shut up. Yep. There's a moment of stunned silence, and Rhombus licks his lips and speaks. Let me ask you something. How many people did you kill to get to me? I mean, what kind of death toll are we looking at here? I'm assuming that the gunshots in the hallway were you're doing. That wasn't my choice, it's just how things went down. Yeah, sure. His eyes dart from side to side and he starts screaming. Help! Security! Somebody help! They can't hear you, Rom. Know why? Because we killed them. Now give me my goddamn key. Rhombus doesn't respond other than increase the pitch of his screaming. He looks like he's on the verge of hyperventilating. She glances back at you. To hell with this. Let's hit him with like a piñata until software comes out. Sound like a plan? You're both behaving like children? Yeah. She blinks. What? Charisma. From what I've heard, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You're arguing over basically nothing. You've both blown this way out of proportion. I don't know what you're... Yes, you do. The whole thing started with me trying to do you a favor. I don't even remember what the advice I was trying to give you was about. I think maybe I was telling you what kind of ram to pick up for a deck, something like that. Yeah, I think that was it. But you're a real dick about it. She stares up at him fuming. And the argument was nothing. It was what you did after your argument that was unforgivable. Taking the moral high ground isn't going to work for you here. You attacked me first and for no reason. Okay, everyone, you both hate each other, but you're friends, right? Once, I guess. You guess you may perform amateur brain surgery on you. Hell, you begged me to. We were friends, Isabel, good friends, and then you went and messed it up. Okay. What the hell has this been about? My memories, the ones about my childhood, the ones that I'd lost. They aren't gone. They're in headwear storage, locked behind an encryption key. I've got them, but I can't see them without it. That was your idea, is keeping them, I mean. You told me to hold on to the key for you just in case you ever needed them back. I know, Rhombus, but after everything that happened, I couldn't just ask you to. You want the encryption key for the memories that were locked away? It's yours. I don't envy you the pain that you'll feel when you unlock them, but they belong to you. He keys a series of buttons in his PDA. Isabel's PDA buzzes a moment later. There. Check your inbox. You've got the key. Do with it what you will. I was holding on to it for you anyway. Isabel blinks confusedly. But I thought that we were enemies now. We were, but there's no reason for us to be. Just take the key and go. Have a nice life. He waves her off. He looks exhausted. Say nothing. Isabel stares at Rhombus, a neutral expression on his face. Finally, she speaks up. I'm sorry, Rhombus. I don't know how things got as bad as they did, but... Sorry. Her voice goes solemn. I'm going to find out what happened to Captain Whiskers. I promise you that. That'd be nice of you, Iz. I'd appreciate it. Almost bashfully, his gaze flits to the ground. He looks away and color surges to his cheeks. Oh, and... Iz, Don't do it, man. I've got something of an admission to make. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. She rolls her eyes. Look, I get it, Rom. You've always liked me. I hate to break it to you, it was never that big of a secret. And I know that's why you... What? No, it's all... I mean, you're a nice girl and all, but just... No. Oh my god! Oh, damn! But then... What? Also, color rushes to her cheeks. My panic button. He flips the sleeve inside out and you see a blinking red LED embedded in the fabric. I tripped it when you broke in. The cops are on their way, but wait, don't freak out. I'll call them off for you. Oh. She shuffles her feet, looks away. Thanks. Hey, what are friends for? You just wait here, I'll go meet them in the hall and draw them off in another room. Shouldn't take 2 seconds. Oh, and it was nice catching up with you. Good luck with the whole memory thing, you're gonna need it. She nods mutely. Rhombus takes off at a run, then disappears down the hall. I'd like to get me out of here. Objective added! Leave the hotel! Did you leave anything in here? Anything I can have? Nothing? Okay, cool. Let's get the hell out of here then. Can break into anybody else's apartments? Hi, what's this? Drop a save. Hi, Captain. Please, Captain, doesn't bother to look at you. She waves you off, an irritable expression on her face. Stand back, please. This is a police matter. Sure thing, officer. Keep up the good work. Enjoy the show. I wonder what you're doing over here. Still no way to get into the locked door. Leave DECCON. Confirm. Ah, is you dummy. But I get it. The bus trip back to Kai-Tak is quieter than the ride-in was. Your fellow passengers sit crumpled in their seats, barely moving, barely speaking. Their DECCON 2056 t-shirts hang loose on their frames, and their once-cherished guest badges have crumpled into their pockets. You've seen more lively groups on their way to the morgue. Isabel looks up at you, her eyes full of the same post-con fatigue that you've seen everyone else's. She gives you a small smile, then taps her temple with her fingernail. You've got what you came for. The show's over. It's time to go home. If once I have control back, we're saving and we're done. If I don't have control back, if we're in the middle of a conversation, we finish the conversation. Wait for the game to catch up. 8 karma. Just adding back all my objectives, clearly. Let's have a look at 16, you say. What did I say I needed? 19? Yeah, 10 and 9 to get that next etiquette. So close, so close. I'll wait until I have it before we do it. Optional, get some rest. that'll do it for tonight's Play It Forward. Thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. We have saved a game. We're gonna go back to the main menu. So we can listen to the cool music that happens in the main menu. Let's bring it back to the booth. That was good. I was glad we did that. A little overtime tonight. Boy, that was funny. What a great little session that was. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we did that run too, and it didn't seem terribly long. I'm a little irritated that we weren't able to do it completely pacifist. That's actually the thing that I really like, though, at least in the series. I gotta find out where we started, because I did not put a pin in this one. There we go. I was, yeah, I would have liked to done a completely pacifist run. That's kind of the idea of doing the way I'm doing it. Not that I won't ever shoot anybody, but like in the way of I just want to like talk my way out of problems. I want to have more things to have to kind of get through stuff. And obviously, like that biotech thing came up, I was like, whoa, shit, I don't know anything biotech, so I can't give her that thing to say, and that's fine, you know. So we had one fight. Of course, there's opportunities for fights. I got all nervous that we're gonna have problems, but able to finish the mission and able to do more things than it was early on, and I'm like, that's pretty good overall. I mean, you know, I didn't want to have a fight. I would have preferred to just like let them deal with the troll and get the hell out of there. But it was like, no, now I'm having a thing. So let's thank everybody who showed up tonight. My eyes are gonna go over here while I thank all the subs. So Green God 223 subscribed for 9 months, saying woot. Unspoken Kibble subscribed for 51 months. That's just one sub baby away from 5 years. Cool. It is cool. The Mad Dollmaker subscribing for 20 months. Welcome back. Miner Jr. back for 15 months. Excited Scree also back there for 32 months. CF Preston for 27 months. Anubis 169 back for 67 months. 67 months of sub on the wall. 67 months of sub. I didn't want to sing it because I already got halfway through it. You a ninja, me intellectual, subscribed for 26 months. Butts for 19 months. Zaverin for 10 months. DZ, yes. So Cheering Wheel 100 bits, saying he seems like a nice person. Mr. Morpheus with 42 months. Hooray, one of Threege. Zach Morningside back for 20 months. And then Zed Boson here for 45 months. Dog of Myth giving away 4 subs in the channel to Lur Twitter, Jubale1, Poppin' Memph, and Persona 786, all new subs. Welcome to the channel, U4. Lur Twitter's probably not that interested in having a sub, but who knows? Maybe they'll like that. Holo the Wise Wolf, hey! You subscribed for 54 months. Time for more charismatic Adam Beej. Broken Golem, back for 32 months. A Crunchy Spider just subscribed. Pyre Hand subscribed for 4 months. Have you gone through Dragonfall? I have indeed. I answered this earlier, actually. My eyes have now covered in stuff. There we go. OG subscribing for 40 months. Yukosaki subscribing for 24 months. Got that 2 years. Great work, guys. Yeah, thank you. Velvet Falcon subscribing for 34 months. Welcome back. Zamubafu for 5 glorious months. And DG Zeno subscribing for 51 months. Do the robot sign of peace. Mass extermination of organics. Thank you to everybody who subbed tonight. I'm so happy you all showed up to enjoy this. This is, I believe, Block 4. Looking for, well, we're of course going to do this tomorrow, and we're going to do some, let's just talk about what's up next. Why not? You're going to see Rhythm Cafe tomorrow playing more Cadence of Hyrule. That starts at 4 p.m. Pacific. And then at 6 p.m. Pacific, when the Rhythm Cafe is over, I will be back to play another 3 hours of Shadowrun Hong Kong. This has been so much fun so far. This last mission was really great. And then, of course, you'll see me again. You'll see me again on Monday from 8 till 11, following the finale of Dice Friends. I believe is tomorrow night. The finale of After the Flood, Cameron's sequelish campaign to Burning Bright. That was so much fun. Thank you for joining me. We will see you again next time. I'm going to go home and eat a little food and enjoy the evening. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening as well. Good night.